right, let me go ahead and bring the music down, and we are back live. Hooray! Got almost all of our beautiful faces back on screen again. For those of you who didn't know, one of the reasons why we took an extended time away right after the last vampire game was sickness. Hooray! And not in a good way like the Disturbed down with the sickness. It was, kind of kick you in the stomach and laugh at you sickness that was like no fun. So it hit quite a few of us, kind of took us out, and we just really didn't have the energy to do anything. So our thoughts go out to Eric. He's still kind of reeling with that, and I hope he gets better soon because we want him back in the games. We like having his ugly mug around. Plus, he's one of our solos, so we kind of have to have all our heavy hitters. So, all right. And since the last time we played, I have picked up more memory. So you will note there is not any weird technical lag or anything of that nature, like the last time. So yay on that. And we have Brittany's friend. You said his name was John, right? Is that his name? Okay. As I ask her, right as she gets a mouthful of food. And for those of you interested, she is actually eating authentic cyberpunk food, so it's actually kibble. So.
How very method actor of you, Brittany.
Not today. It's a good old-fashioned sandwich.
Yeah. which is actually kind of funny because that does play, if you play Cyberpunk 2077, they're always talking about food. Like, most of the NPCs have conversations about it. Well, no, it's all synthetic.
Oh.
So it's
this has like actual meat and like cheese and bread. It's real fancy.
All right. Was it made by Purina?
Oh, sorry, he prefers Jonathan.
Jonathan, okay. The long form Jonathan. So, to give a quick recap where we left off. So, we, as of the season opener last game, because it's been, I think, about a month since we played. Oh, we got to do XP too. But let me do the recap real quick. So, everybody has kind of been dealing with the fallout of the loss of one of their friends. And in doing so, have kind of noticed that certain things have been left undone and things have kind of popped up in the interim that are either alarming and or need immediate attention. They did end up getting a job from the DA, and that was to try and deal with some scavs that were on the other end of town. He happened to be worried because scavs usually come through and leave, and these seem to be squatting, which is never very good for anybody because they tend to take whatever the hell they want, and they usually don't do it in polite means. They also tend to give nomads a bad rap, although some nomads do the same to themselves. And to also touch base, I did accidentally give you the wrong name of the gang that you guys heard of on the other end of town, out towards Apache Junction. It's not Venom, it's Talons. I realized it when you guys started exploring. You're like, wait a minute, that's the same name as that one guy who attacked us. And I was like, oh, crap. I got to go back and look at my notes. I messed something up, so apologies. But so there was that. You noticed that there was some sort of new gang that's budding out on the other end of town. And this particular gang seems to be taking advantage of the Tent City denizens, who have had it hard enough as it is, but they're all transient, itinerant type people at this point who came out last year for jobs that never materialized. And it started to cause the city of Phoenix a public health crisis because now they had even more homeless people and their systems were already overtaxed as it was. So that is still out there. There is there are other looming issues with jobs that haven't been completed. There was also the emergency quick fix that our MedTech Meredith took care of very skillfully. And where we last left off, the Derek had asked for some assistance from the Molinars, from some of the more mercenary, militant-minded, to come help out with the scavs on the other end of town. And we had just stopped as you guys were pulling up near where Winterberg was established. Now, Winterberg, as a reiteration, well, actually, for those of you who may not be familiar, so Cyberpunk in general, when this game came out, 2020 wasn't a thing. 2020 was actually in the far future. This game actually came out, this version actually came out in the mid to late 80s, I think. So 2020 was still far off for many sci-fi minded. It has taken many of the tropes that you have seen from, I wouldn't say post-apocalyptic, but dystopian style 80s flicks, such as Acid Rain, the Fallout in certain areas, collapsing of the government in others, deep-seated corruption from corporations and those in power. It's just kind of magnified all that. So the 2020 that we are in is not the same 2020 that we find 2021 that we find ourselves in now. Cybernetics are a thing, as are limited robotics. Hover vehicles are a thing, although they're not super common. They're still out there. Much of the government is in disarray for a number of different reasons. And Arizona in and of itself, because of the heightened weather issues, has kind of fallen off the scope for a lot of people. Not many people come out here. Phoenix is still a very large city, but nothing compared to Night City in California and some of the larger East Coast cities. Night City
is effectively the LA area?
No. Night City was actually made. It was originally a small town called Morro Bay in Northern California. And when the developer kind of fleshed everything out, he made it like this super city that spanned all around Morro Bay and then kind of went south some. So Southern California is still a thing, but it's like this giant city that sits near the coast now in what we would consider Northern California. So, Winterberg is actually on the west side of town from Phoenix, Arizona, on the other side of Buckeye. In real life, Winterberg is little more than a stone dropped in the middle of a desert. It is very much the same here in this particular world that we find ourselves in. However, because of the collapse of much of the economy, many people have just up and left, so there are various pockets of the city of Phoenix proper that are just left a kind of ghost town. So the remains are still there, but some of them may be rummaged as scavengers, nomads, and just poor people come through and try to repurpose everything. Winterberg is no exception, and in fact, some of the places that were offbeat or former truck stops tend to be manned by nomads if there's any direct use, and in this particular case there is. The only thing really of value to anything out past Buckeye is the fact that it sits off the I-10, which the I-10 still serves as a main artery into Southern California. Now, Southern California obviously has lost much of its luster in 2021 at this point. The economy has crashed, and effectively North and South California have kind of become their own state. As in, like, there's North California and then there's South California. But being that as it is, the I-10 is one of the few arteries still within the United States that is maintained to any bit of a degree. It's still really rough, even by today's standards, but it's still serviceable and drivable. You don't have to like 4x it or need an off-road vehicle to travel along it. But it does tend to be patrolled when you get near the borders of the particular states because of custom regulations. So, Winterberg sits just off of the I-10, just south, on the western side of Phoenix, Arizona. There are, as we kind of described as you guys pulled up, there's only a few buildings here. There's the two main ones, one of which will look like it was probably a general store, and the other one was probably maybe a sheriff's station at some point or another. Neither one of them looked like they're in operation. And then there was apparently a bar, and there had been lights you could see in the distance, probably from where the scavengers have set up camp.
And in like gauging where it's at, my clan is just closer to the Phoenix proper than they are. They're just further out of town, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, your clan is actually set up in the rural remains of Buckeye. So if you were to look at an actual map of Phoenix, Arizona, and you look at Buckeye, there's some area out in there that in real life is farmland. That's where your clan has set up. The section that's a little bit closer to Phoenix, Arizona. So there's still, a good 10, 20 miles between where these guys are at and where you guys have set up camp.
Are they like closer to like Tonopah or Arlington?
Hard to say. I don't have the map pulled up in front of me right now.
I would venture to assume so, but if they're past Buckeye.
Yeah, they're definitely past Buckeye. Because if you look on a map, you should still be able to see Wintersburg, but you kind of have to zoom in.
And that's on the west side also?
Yes. It'd probably be easier if you just like Google Map and you say Winterberg, Arizona, and then zoom out a little bit after you found it. It'll give you a good perspective. But it is evening time. You have pulled up to the you've actually pulled up to the remains of the town itself. There is one light that is currently on in town, and it is the only street light. It's not. It doesn't have nothing out here has like a stoplight or anything. There is a stop sign, but all the roads out here are just kind of flat dirt.
You said there are only two buildings, but are there like tents or anything?
Presumably, but that's further out. You can see other lights further out where you're presuming the scavs have set up their camp.
Okay.
Because you can see the lights probably from vehicles and lanterns and whatnot, since it's dark enough out here.
That was going to be my next question is like, where are all the people? Okay.
All right. All right. So there's how many of us then?
So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You've got all 5 of you, and then you had, I believe, 3 more of your clan come with you.
All right. Ask. Hey, Wolf. Do you hear anything from out in that direction? Maybe guesstimate numbers.
Can I check with my ears to see if I hear anything?
No, 100%. Why don't you go ahead and give me, I believe it's going to be an intelligence check. Hold on a second. I need to pull back up. I thought I had that, but then I was setting up other stuff, so. Go, and this should be good. Any day now. Okay. I believe it is under intelligence based. It is, yes. So intelligence and awareness notice, as you are tuning in to the ambient frequencies in and around the area.
So do I roll them separately, or how do I roll that together?
So what you will do is roll a d10 and add whatever you have for your intelligence and your awareness notice.
20.
Okay. So you start.
Dude,
What's
I
up?
rolled a
while
6.
we're listening, because I'm pretty good at it too, I want to try also.
Well, if I remember correctly, the ears themselves pick up like radio waves, right? They're like cybernetic.
Mine, yeah, it's also a wideband radio scanner, and it can translate if you're speaking in a different language.
Right. Okay, that's what I thought. So you hear?
Because I collectively also rolled a 20 collectively.
Do you have cyber ears?
I do not have the cyber ears, but as far as other than that, I'm listening too because
Okay. So you were keeping your your ears peeled at this point, just listening to the ambient sound around and largely nothing that's out here because it's pretty quiet. You were picking up with your ears, Wolf. You end up hearing what you think is probably a local radio station from Phoenix, Arizona, which means somebody over there is probably listening. They may have a larger antenna pulling down the bandwidth, so it's bringing it into the area. You would know that most radio stations are hard, at least nowadays, with the way the economy goes. Unless you're in some really top-notch place, again, like Night City, you're probably not going to get much in the way of airwaves out this way. Not without some sort of help. One of the other things you also pick up on is you end up hearing a conversation which is in another language, and when it translates, it comes out to be in Russian. And at first it kind of strikes you as odd because you're hearing them talk about Ivan and why exactly like Ivanka wants nothing to do with him, and then you realize, oh, somebody's watching some sort of bad Russian soap.
Can I pinpoint like a direction or maybe a distance of where the radio's coming from or the soap opera or whatever it is?
No, but logically speaking, it has to come from the encampment. And unless somebody is out here in the dark that's just listening to it, at random, that's really the logical place that it's coming from.
Okay, I relay what I gathered. Pretty much nothing. They're listening to some Russian soaps.
Does that mean they speak Russian?
Either that or maybe their TV stuck on it. Who knows around here?
That's a very logical assessment from a nomad. Sometimes you use what you got. So.
I can say hello, how are you doing in 15 languages because that's all of the reruns that we watch. But the thing is I don't know what language it is I'm speaking. No. Well, at least it sounds like they're not up in arms, not alerted. At least.
Yep.
Superficially, anyway.
As far as I know, they don't know we're here.
Well, that's a small mercy.
What's our angle? What's our plan?
Oh, were we doing XP because I might want? Is that something we can spend before this? I'm just curious. Because you had said that. That's the only reason why I'm bringing it up now.
Sounds like somebody fears for the character's life.
No.
Not in this game.
Yeah, not in this game. Never.
That doesn't happen here.
We can do XP right now. If somebody wants to roll a D10.
Has Dante rolled yet?
I rolled last time.
Oh,
You did?
I'll do it.
I got an
Uh-oh.
8 last
Alright.
time.
Brittany.
Oh, that's right. Brittany rolls good in this game.
3. You're welcome.
Lasai.
Okay, so 3 times 5 is 15. So 15 IP. Not a whole lot, but not bad. It's something.
It's more than one.
It's more than one.
Plus the 8 from last time, that's not so bad.
If I had one more, I could get another point.
Oh, what are you trying to put it to?
Stealth. I did buy one though. That's all I bought though.
What's stealth under?
Reflex.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Ref.
Yeah, I don't have that.
It's because I'm an Indian.
Yeah, stealth is not my jam.
No,
We sneak
flying like a
peek
bat
in.
out of hell, that's more your jam.
Yeah.
And Missy's like, yep, I've had to hold my stomach for that.
You liked it.
Let's do a barrel roll.
I can still show you how to do that in your car. Just say the word.
I don't necessarily want a barrel roll in my car, but thanks, Jill.
Missed opportunities.
All right, so the 3 nomads that you've brought along, Hicks, Jenkin, and Cursor. Hicks grabs his rifle, and the other 2 follow him. They're going to go check out the remains of the general store since they're here.
All right.
With a name like Hicks, I think we're going to be in trouble.
Probably.
Game over, man. It's game over.
Wolf, you good at sneaking around?
I can attempt to be quiet.
So we need to figure out if there's somebody in these buildings, or do we just go straight to the encampment?
We want to check and see if there's anybody in these buildings, because if we do have to get out of here, obviously we're not going to be too worried about being quiet at that point.
Oh yeah, true.
And we don't want to be caught in the crossfire.
I would guess the buildings are probably where they do their work, right? Don't they need space to?
Are those buildings right next to each other, or are they spaced apart?
No, they're right next to each other. Not like conjoined, but they are right next to each other.
Like
This,
next to next.
this would have been this would have been the making of their main street. 2 whole
Right.
buildings.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
of course, and there is the gas station here. That's 2. Sorry about that. Not that it's in operation, but it's still there.
So I say let's go. I'm starting to go over and check out the other building. If those 3 guys are going towards one, invite anybody who wants to come on, or like, hey, you girls want to stay here just in case, and then just keep an eye that way if anything starts coming this way, and try to check out these buildings. Maybe.
Sounds like a plan to me.
If Wolf wants to come with me, if not, then he can keep an eye out too.
I'll go with you. It's better
So
to
we just
go
go
in
to
groups.
the other building. So whichever one the
If
the other guys are going to, then we just go to the other one.
Well, if we're going to split, we should stay in groups of 2. It's safer that way.
That's what I mean. Like those
Always bring
3
your
are
buddy.
going to one building, and then the 2 of us would go to the other building.
Okay.
Fine with me.
So they disappear into the darkness in relative quiet as they advance to the general store. You two come up to what was probably the sheriff's station at one point or another, or if nothing else, if you had issues with security, this is where you came. The building you guys are the general store looks like it at one point in time was probably a barn and repurposed before it fell into disuse. The building you guys are approaching was probably a modular home, like a mobile home of some kind that somebody just knocked out the axles to make into a permanent fixture. So it's long, it's kind of blocky, it's got that hollow sounding staircase of like 5 steps that lead up to the door, sort of thing. What they made use of the front of the building, there's like those logs and rocks just to signify, okay, you can park here. Like really, really country looking parking sort of thing.
Probably got a screen door on it.
Actually, no, it does have a solid door, but it looks like it had hinges at one point in time for the screen door.
Kitchen post.
But when you get to the door, it is locked. And you can see that the windows here are boarded up.
Put ear up next to a window or a door or something, see if I hear anything inside.
Why don't you go ahead and give me another intelligence and awareness notice? Dun, 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 dun.
21.
Okay. So you put your ear up against it and kind of listen in for about a minute or so, trying to see if you can, if there's something in there that's moving, give it a chance to let it move or whatnot. You're not hearing really anything. You don't hear the hum, of machines against the wall or anything like you might with an air conditioner or something. You're not picking up anything.
All right. All right. You hear anything?
I will give it a listen.
This guy hear gnat fart.
Plus intelligence, right?
Yes, intelligence, awareness, notice, and then what you rolled on your die.
Sorry, I'm slow at math.
It's okay.
12 plus 7. 19.
19.
Okay. So you take a moment to tune in your finely honed cyber ears to see if you can pick up anything. You pick up some footsteps, but that's the group that's over at the general store. But you don't hear, like him, you don't hear anything emanating from the building itself. The only thing you actually hear is the creaking of the stairs as you guys are standing there. That's really the only thing, and that's just you adjusting to get comfortable or something. You're not picking up anything as far as you can tell from the inside.
Is there anything around here I could maybe try to pick the lock? I don't have any like lock picks because I didn't really do this character's equipment very well, or at all really. He gave it all to the nomads, I guess. I was looking for like maybe something like I could put in the lock to try to pick it.
Well, you could try and find a nail.
I'll look for one. Is
Okay.
there a search?
Yeah.
I probably don't have points in it. I rolled a 3.
All right. Let's see.
It'd be awareness noticed again, wouldn't it?
It should still be. Yeah, I'm not seeing a search skill on here. It's interesting. They probably should have that, but that's fine.
Oh, well, then that's a lot better if I can use the awareness. Because my ears give me pluses to that. I hear a nail on the floor.
Yeah. No, your ears would not help you with this.
No, I mean, overall, they increase my awareness because of the amplified hearing.
Right. But this is not something you would be using hearing to pick up on a nail.
Yeah, I know. So it'd be, but I'd get 3 plus 8, so it'd be 11 now instead of 3. Because I still get the ant, right?
You still get your intelligence, and you can still use your awareness notice. You just don't get bonuses for the cyber implant.
Oh, okay, so minus the 2.
Right.
So 4 plus 8 plus 3, 16.
There you go. So you start rummaging around in front of the building, trying to find some sort of something to use to pick a lock, or just strong enough metal fragment that you could try and wedge in there to pop the lock. You do manage to find a rusted nail in one of the logs that they have laid out, for parking. So it's a matter of trying to rip it out. Quietly, yes.
And what role would that be? That would just be what?
At this point, you're really just trying to pull something out from nothing. So it's just going to be a. They don't really have.
Maybe I could.
Body?
Well, it's definitely going to be under body. I'm checking to see if there's anything that might go with it. No. So just give me a body check.
Be a strength feat? If you had points in that.
Well, yeah, just give me a roll a d10 and add your body to it.
18. I really wanted that nail.
All
I rolled
right,
a 9 and then plus 9.
So you get a hold of it, and then you kind of put your foot down on the log and really just put everything into it, and it slips out of your grip at one point because it's so small, and you don't. It's not like you have like a clawed hammer or something to really kind of yank it out with, but you wrap your knuckles around it and then clamp down with like your thumb or something, and then grab a hold of your own wrist and then place your foot back down on it. Like you really just kind of give it the old heave ho. You unfortunately can't keep your balance in doing so. You throw yourself down onto your back, but yeah, you managed to yank that nail out, which is a small little squeak, as it pulls free from the dead wood.
Nice. I'll attempt to pick the lock, I guess.
Yeah, you sure can. That is going to be reflex plus pick lock. Or sorry, tech plus pick lock.
Okay, tech plus pick lock plus a dice roll, right?
Plus a dice roll, yes.
So 4 plus tech.
Oh.
14.
Okay. So you jam the nail into this door and start like wriggling around and trying to get it to pop, and it's not popping.
Well, that's a bad. I tried. I look over at Mac, right? That's your character's name?
Yes.
Yeah.
I look over at Mac and say, we're not going to get in here probably. Not unless you want to break this lock off. And that
Not
might
right
be
now.
kind of noisy.
Yeah, not right now. Let's see if these other guys have found anything. Kind of walk over to where they were at.
Okay. So you walk back around to the general store. They've actually got the door open, and they're using small little camp lights that they're kind of holding in their hand and covering up occasionally to not make a whole lot of ambient light, peering from the building. But as you two come walking up to the front door, you are assaulted by the scent of decay.
Ooh. Something's rancid, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Poke our head in the door.
And in fact, both of you give me a... Oops, that's what I wanted. A...
Endurance?
No. Oh, I thought we had will. We don't have will here. So, give me a cool and endurance check. So add your cool plus anything you might have for endurance, which is under the body skill set, and then a d10.
So am I going to be adding my body plus my endurance plus my cool?
No. Cool and endurance.
Okay. $16.
Okay.
No, 17.
Okay. So you're able to keep it down, but that smell not only caught you by surprise, but if the situation wasn't quite as dire or as important, you probably would have heaved. But you did everything you could to kind of choke that back and not lose your lunch right there at the front of this building.
Am I familiar with it? Is it something that I've smelt before?
Something's dead in here.
Oh, okay.
And as they are kind of shining the lights around, you guys can see that the general store has been converted to basically a chop shop.
Oh, so in all foods.
Not all foods. You can actually see the remains of people in here where they've forcibly yanked out organs and cybernetics for the purposes of resale.
Oh, gross! That kind of chop shop.
Yep.
Hold on to your ears.
Oh, thank you for the follow. Two thumbs up.
Or a thumb and a pinky.
Yeah. And as you guys are standing there, Hicks shines the light on you real quick, and you're looking down the barrel of his gun because he wasn't expecting you two to come walking around. But then he's like, "Yeah, you can see what we're dealing with here."
These guys are sick individuals.
Yeah, we couldn't get in the other door. It was locked. Tried to pick it a little bit, but no luck.
Oh, you're like one of those au naturels, right? You don't have a cybernetic arm?
Me, no.
Couldn't just break the lock?
Hmm.
All right. Each their own.
Too much noise, probably. Anyway.
Does he have a cyber arm?
Oh yeah. All the three guys that you asked to come help have all previously had military experience, so yes, they all have visible cybernetics.
Right. You guys are more than welcome to take a knock at it. We didn't hear anything in there, but it's locked up. Was this place locked?
Was, but it's been in use, just not right now.
I don't know. Makes me wonder because that place was used. Looked like it was a jail or something. Sheriff's office, maybe. Who knows?
Well, hang out here then or something, and go up on the roof. We'll go check out the other building.
All right. I go up there.
And
he
points to where you can get up into the rafters from here, because there's it's not like a full second story, but there's like a just like there's a like a hayloft.
Mm-hmm.
They basically converted that to like an office, so you can use that to slide out a window and get up on the ledge.
Okay. And I've got my FN REL too.
Finral, yep.
Finral. Yep.
That's an assault rifle, though, I believe.
It's got a range of 400 meters.
Yeah, no, assault rifles go a distance. They're not necessarily for sniping. They're more for just like maiming everything that comes up.
Good enough for sitting on top of the building, I guess.
Oh yeah.
I could snipe, but wouldn't be as effective.
So as you two are sitting did you guys take the Griswold family truckster out, or did you take your car, Meredith? Thou art muted.
You're muted.
Didn't we take both?
I thought we took both, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we took both.
Because remember, the guys decked it out with some armament. They decked out the truckster with some armament.
Yeah.
So we might not be bulletproof, but we're bullet resistant.
Bullet resistant, yes.
Yeah.
But presumably, then the two of you are sitting in your car, just waiting. You can faintly see the shape of the guys that you're with, kind of going back and forth between the buildings. You know, looks like they're just trying to check it out. Meredith, your phone rings.
I'm gonna look at who it is. I'm gonna screen this call before I answer.
Okay, it is Rex.
I'm gonna let it ring until it almost goes to voicemail, and then I'm gonna pick up. Hello?
Meredith, I finally reached you.
Yeah. Can I help you?
I think you know why I'm calling.
Yep. Still working on it. I'll let you know when I have an update. I'm actually with the patient right now, so I'm so sorry. I do have to hang up, but I will call you back later.
I see. Very well, then I'll take that as an answer.
All right. Take care, Rex.
And so he disconnects.
Boo, boo, boo.
Are we gonna get in trouble?
I don't know.
I mean, it's Rex. He's always trouble, but
Yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out. I just don't feel like hanging out, sit and watch, and having to talk to this guy at the same time.
I mean, technically, this is like a stakeout, kind of, and like we're not supposed to be taking other calls.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Yep.
We gotta be
And
paid.
I'm gonna do fist bump. I'm gonna like put my hand out to her.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll take that. Do you think they found the stuff? I bet they keep the parts in there.
Probably. Above my pay grade.
Yep.
So then you end up seeing the three that went into the general store. They walk out and go to the other building. One of them grabs a hold of the doorknob and twists it off.
Show off.
And he just cranks. So there's a little bit of a sound, but it's not super loud. It's just more like snapping of something kind of flimsy, almost like somebody crushed a can. And they slide the door open and walk inside that building now as well.
While they're doing that, I'm gonna just like try to pay attention to the surrounding area for anything moving, any shadows or anything while
Okay,
we're just sitting
sure.
in the car.
Go ahead and give me also an intelligence and awareness notice check.
I'll do the same.
Alrighty. It is a D10.
$22.
Okay.
22 also.
Wow.
Woo!
Must have been that knuckle bump. It's the Wonder Twin powers coming into play. So as you two kind of divert your attention from what was going on in front of you and just maybe it was the call with Rex or something, it's got you, the hairs on the back of your neck kind of frazzled a little bit and you're looking around and to either side. And Brittany, as you're looking to your left, you think you see the silhouette of something moving towards you. Not sure what, but you definitely caught something that moved. And to your right, Missy, you see something similar.
Okay.
Where are they?
Do we have the windows open?
I was gonna say I'm hitting lock on the door. Or making sure it's locked.
You probably do not have the windows open.
So I was going to say we're probably not very good listeners while we're in the car, but watchers more. Okay, well, I'm going to draw my pistol just in case and kind of try and watch out.
Okay.
Also, I have low light vision in one eye. I don't know if that makes a difference.
It does. So your low light vision, you pick up a humanoid shape moving kind of close to the scrub of the ground.
And it's not one of our boys.
Not as far as you can tell, no.
Okay, well, I'm gonna be at the ready. I think I'm gonna elbow Meredith first, just so she knows, and I'm gonna like aim my pistol. So
I'm gonna go ahead and silently just acknowledge that, and then kind of look too. I'm just gonna quietly remember the windows are bulletproof.
okay. Also, do we have comms between our group?
No, but you do have phones.
We do have Wolf too.
Oh, that's true. I guess I will text the group and say shapes approaching the car.
We get the text?
Yep.
Looking car's direction.
Okay. Give me another intelligence and awareness notice check.
I rolled a 9.
I'm gonna move around the building because he went up and I was just kind of staying down, poking around. So I'm gonna go back towards the door where we came in to see if I can look around,
20.
like around the corner or whatever.
Okay, go ahead and give a roll.
24 for me.
Mm-hmm.
Give a roll me?
No.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
6 plus intelligence and awareness, right?
Yes.
20 even.
Nice. Okay. So as you kind of step out of the door and hopefully to try and get away from the gore and start looking around. You see something on the east side approaching. You can see some movement, somebody, kind of hunkered down and making their way towards the vehicles, moving in. And Derek, you end up seeing the other one on the other side.
Whose side am I looking at?
You're elevated, so you can really see either side. But the first one you picked up on was the one that was on Missy's side.
Okay.
Does it look like one of the boys that we brought with us?
Not as far as you can tell.
Get him in my crosshairs. Or scope, or whatever the case may be.
Okay.
If he makes a false move, he's going down.
Do they notice like us or like me?
Not as far as you can tell.
Really trying to decide if I should just run out and tackle this guy.
I think if they seem to be raising a weapon, then that's probably our cue.
So everybody go ahead and give me a D10 check as we go into initiative.
That's just plain D10, right?
Yeah, just a plain D10.
Okay, 7.
3.
8.
Okay.
Same as Brittany. 8.
Okay, so Wolf, what'd you get?
7.
7. Brittany?
8.
Same.
3.
3. Oh, okay. And make it easy.
The only real weapon I have is my fist, besides, I guess, that bent member that I took from that other dude.
Did you bring that out with you, or did you leave it in the car?
I put it in my backpack.
The broken cephalostiff? Is that...
Yeah.
Which, in all fairness, that's a pretty hellacious weapon in that game.
Can you imagine the guy like, standing there at the pearly gates, in all the world of cybernetics, you didn't get shot, you didn't, die of some sort of surgery, you got beat to death with a fake unit.
Okay.
All right.
Move along. All right, so first up, at this point, it is Brittany and Derek.
All right. I'm assuming when we see these guys I see this guy starting to do a little bit more, or?
Yeah, they're raising their weapons.
Pull trigger.
You said the windows are bulletproof?
Yes. Yeah, the
whole body.
car is. The body is, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to hold my action then.
Okay.
Bang.
So go ahead and roll.
And that's reflex rifle, right?
And a D10, yes.
Whoa. Boom. Yeah. An 8 plus 8 is 16. 19.
Nice, okay. So it does not have any sort of silencer attached to it, so you hear a loud pa 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 from the fin walls. It fires off its rounds. Go ahead and roll damage.
And that is... Ow. I need more D6. 1, 2, 3, 4.
It sounds like
Five.
Legos.
And we'll do this one. Woohoo! 3, 9, 11, 15, 17, 23.
Hike.
Okay, so rounds riddle off, and you end up striking him right to the chest.
Brah! Sucks to be you, buddy.
That down. All right. You are holding your action. Wolf, it is up to you.
I see these shots go off, right? That's not the same guy that I'm looking at.
Yep. No, actually, you're looking at somebody different. So you saw a round. You saw a round go off, and it was on the other side somewhere.
Do I think this guy's close enough that I could try to run and tackle him? My run is 21.
You could definitely run, but it would take your full action to get up to him.
So I don't have any ranged weapons.
That look that Missy gave. She's like, wait, what?
Oh, no, I'm trying to, like, get rid of a notification on my phone so I can see you guys again.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm going to try to get a little closer without being seen.
There you go.
So you're going to try and
yeah.
you're going to try and be sneaky in the midst of the combat. Okay, so you can definitely try that. Go ahead and give me a reflex.
Well, it's either that or I'm throwing a member at him.
You could do either one you want. So you could
Maybe save that for the coup de grace.
So the reflex and stealth check. So add your reflex plus whatever you have for stealth and a D10.
So 18.
Okay. So you are trying to keep as quiet as possible as you are stay hunkered down and into the darkness of the dirt and brush out here in the middle of nowhere. You're not certain if you are completely stealthy at this point, but you haven't made any obvious sounds, like, you know, stepping on a can or kicking a cat on your way out there or something like that. All right, so Missy.
At this point, are they on the side of us or not in front or behind, correct?
They're on the side, yes.
Okay. I'm just going to hold my action. I'm going to try and look around to see if there's anybody else approaching.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for awareness notice. Check again then.
24.
Ooh. Like I see all.
So you take another, like peek around and whatnot, and of course they start firing on the cars at first. You look around and you see that there was the one that was on your side, and you can also see the one that Jill had pointed out or had mentioned was nearby. So you can see that those two. Of course, the one that was coming up on you saw easily because Mac ended up firing some rounds and he took something to the chest. They return fire on the vehicles, and as you do, the one that you're in lowers a little bit as you hear a loud poof,
I did have an idea. And I have a better weapon at hand than this handgun. And that is the one that I'm most adept at wielding.
I know. I think I know what you're talking about.
But I mean, that would...
vehicle.
Yes.
The vehicle.
But that would attract quite a bit of attention. So,
As if the
and also-
gunfire isn't.
As if freaking machine gun didn't.
Oh, I suppose that's true. The element of surprise is gone. Oh, but they took out our tires. I don't know how to drive without tires.
We don't need no stinking tires.
Bad. What? What, Derek?
We don't need no stinking tires.
I know, right? Okay, so it's just the two guys, right?
Yes.
Thus far.
And where they're firing at the tires. Can we tell which? I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. They can shift focus as soon as they have a new target. Except not this round. I guess I will roll down the window enough to get the barrel out and fire at the one on my side.
Okay. So go ahead and give me a reflex and pistol check.
Also, Meredith was driving this, right? You're in the... Or...
I thought you were driving.
Was I driving?
I'm pretty sure you were driving.
Okay.
Because you are the designated driver.
I mean, why wouldn't I be?
Yeah,
it is kind of your
doesn't
thing.
really drive all that well.
Okay, so reflex and handgun.
Yes, reflex and handgun. Commence with the pew-pewing. Pew-pew.
12.
All right, so you managed to jam that pistol out the partially open window, and you fire violently out into the night.
What I was trying to do.
Pew, 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 pew.
So before we move on to the next round, Missy, are you doing anything?
I am. I'm also going to go ahead and slightly roll down the window to try and shoot, but I'm going to just yell, "Those were new tires, you son of a bitch."
Okay, go ahead and roll your reflex and pistol.
Okay.
I was like, what does she have to roll for yelling out the window?
You summon a bitch.
$14.
All right. So you jam your gun out there and holler your obscenities, at the other guy and fire. You're not sure if you struck him or not, but they're aware that you're armed. So the guys who were in the sheriff station, or that particular building, have quickly filed out. They aren't shooting just yet, because they're getting out of the building and trying to get into a better position. So they're kind of like quickly running out and fanning out. Top of the round. Brittany and Derek.
Shoot the same guy. If he's still moving.
It does look like he is, yes.
Okay. Shoot again.
Okay.
Come on. Let's go with this one. Again. Yo! 10 right here. Does that mean it get roll again?
No.
On this one? I couldn't remember if we did or not.
No.
What was that?
That's vampire.
I thought he had us doing this on certain rolls on this one.
Oh. Maybe a specialty?
I don't know. I remember, like, if somebody got a 10, somebody rolled again and added that on. But I'm not contesting. I know there was something
Well, I wouldn't worry about it right now.
Right. So that's a hit.
Likely, yes. So what's your total?
More than before. It is a 13. Where am I at? Reflex. 21.
Okay. So that is definitely a hit. He is moving, so it made it a little bit harder of a target, but it hit. Go ahead and roll your damage. Struck him right in the chest again. Bam!
Bam! Oh, that's nice. I see a couple sixes in here. There's a couple sixes. That's 12, 14, 18, 20, 24.
Okay. That time when you struck, you actually saw some blood spatter.
Ooh.
Boom! So he gets
So
struck.
now, Biz Nickel.
Brittany.
I'm going to put the car in drive and try to take out the dude on my side.
Okay. Go ahead and give me your. But you're going to try and drive, so it is a reflex and drive check. But you get to add your special skill to that.
My aircraft sense. I guess, I mean, it's not an aircraft, but it's
Right.
still a thing that I'm driving.
Yes. It's like, for you, it's supposed to be, I think, pilot sense or something like that.
There is too much math in this game.
Times the square root of 3.
29.
29. What'd you roll?
4.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so she fires up the Meredith mobile with a throaty growl, like it was on the drag strip, and some flames shoot out the pipes in the back. As all kinds of dirt gets and rocks just spray up from behind it, and she just immediately throws it into into like a right angled turn, just, and the guy is trying to jump to get out of the way.
Crazy woman driver.
So she comes flying up around the corner, and the guy pauses for a second, like he's not sure which way she was going to go, because she's already going at a decent clip when she clears one of the vehicles. And then she's spinning around like she's done this before in a demolition derby, just spins around, and the guy didn't react soon enough as she comes barreling around the side of the pickup truck that was also here, and he ends up getting caught like right under the grill and just like smack, and she just keeps like going with him, so he's like laying out prone across the front of this car as you guys are driving on terrain that this vehicle was not meant to, so it's like bobbing up and down and thrashing and hitting like every bad piece of shrubbery and pothole and everything that's in this ground. But Jill's got it going straight. She's got it taken care of. Wolf, the guy that you were attempting to sneak up on is now a hood ornament.
You're like, boom.
Like when you're talking to somebody and suddenly they get hit by a bus.
This has happened to you?
Like on TV, on a movie.
Did he drop his weapon?
I'll give it a check. Let's see. No, he actually had a pistol, and it's still in his hand as he is like kind of halfway plastered onto this vehicle, holding on to dear life.
Then I'm going to seek some kind of cover and hold action. See what's going around.
Since she is essentially taking the other guy out of combat, or at least for your purposes, if you want to continue trying to be stealthy and sneaking up on the other side of the pickup truck she just passed by to get around to the other guy, you can do that.
Okay, I'll do that then.
Because that basically puts something physically between you and whoever else Mac is currently shooting at.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan. Yeah, I'll do that. Do I need to roll another stealth?
Yes. Due to all the dirt, add 2 to your roll.
You got dirt screen. It's kind of like smoke screen, but dirtier.
But dirtier, exactly.
It's kind of like the snow up here. Evidently, the West Desert, it was really windy, and we got about an inch or 2 of snow, and it literally is brown snow.
My sister was talking about that. They thought it was so weird and gross.
What was the stat for stealth?
County, it was raining mud.
So for your stealth check, you're going to roll reflex plus anything that you have for your stealth and a d10 roll.
That was crazy.
I was just wondering what the reflex answered me. Thanks.
Oh, no problem.
17.
Okay. So you skillfully use the chaos and what you physically have in front of you to sneak up on the other side of the Nomad pickup that was brought out here.
That's what the 3 drove?
Yes. So you were on the other side of that, directly off to what would be, well, if you're facing that way, you'd be facing that direction. But in essence, as far as if you're thinking how everything is laid out, it would be to the west. Or no, yeah. Would be to, like, basically going towards the California side.
I can see this guy on the other side of the vehicle, though.
Sort of, yes. If you, I mean, you don't have anything to shoot with, but the truck is big enough that you can either try to run around one of the sides, or you can try and crawl under it.
Or I could leap over it.
Or you could try and leap over it if you've got the ability to do so. But I don't think you have the cybernetic legs to try that.
You got wolf ears and kangaroo legs.
No. I have leap at 5, but I don't know what that means, if it's 5 feet or what.
Oh, that's based off of your body. So since you don't have any cybernetics, you have a decent leap, but not like you would need to leap over a vehicle.
Okay, got it.
Dukes of Hazzard, yes. Hurdle, no.
Got it. So I guess I'll go under.
Oh, just so do a quick kind of scamper underneath it then?
I mean, it works in 2 ways. I mean, A, it's cover.
Mm-hmm.
And B, maybe if I can see his legs, I can rip him out from underneath him.
Okay, sure. You can do that. All right, so now it is the NPC's attack. So the guy is still alive, and he has jammed one of his hands into the hood of the car. So he has one kind of handhold, and you can see the digits are actually piercing the hood to try and keep it in place. And he pulls his pistol out and starts firing at you guys. Ooh, ouch. So he does a good bit of damage, but it is obviously to the glass. So the rounds get absorbed and it spiders out. It doesn't look like it's going to be able to take another volley of that if it's going to be that good. The other guys who had been fanning out, one of them is keeping an eye on you two as you're driving away because he's not quite sure what's happening. The other 2 start taking shots at the guy that Derek had been firing on. One does not hit, one does. Okay. Looks like he probably took a little bit of damage, but not too certain because he's. Oh, wait a minute. Where did he get hit? Okay. So he got clipped in one of his legs. Missy?
While we're driving, I'm just gonna kind of like roll down the window since he's already kind of shot us up, and then I'm gonna try and like angle a shot and shoot him.
Sure. Go ahead and give a check then.
She is riding shotgun.
She is riding shotgun.
18.
18. Okay, so you're getting thrashed around and whatnot in this car and trying to do your best to take a shot, and you end up firing, and it's like it's one of those you had to beat on him because you're that close, and then she accidentally hits dirt that wasn't steady or something, so the car jerks again, and you end up firing, and you create a decent sized crater into the hood of your car. Why don't you go ahead and roll damage for your pistol?
Oh.
This is the time you want to fumble damage.
Yeah. What's
Roll
I
one.
don't
Roll one.
I don't know why I don't have it on here. What's a 9mm?
Is it an Armalite hand? Is it an Armalite handgun?
It's a handgun. It's Federated Arms 9mm.
Mine is a Federated X9.
Yeah.
Mine says damage 2d6 plus 1.
That you guys probably got the same one.
I was gonna say mine's a 12mm and it's 4d6 plus 1.
Oh yeah.
That's
mine's like a 40.
That's a bigger caliber.
Oh yeah.
Total of 7.
Total of 7. Okay, so
I'm gonna just be really pissed off and like kind of just take my seat and like grab my seatbelt and just kind of like back in the seat, and you should slam the brakes so that this guy flies.
Ooh.
okay, so top of the round.
Okay, so how far away are we from the other group?
You're gunning it, so you are actually almost back to the freeway at this point.
Okay, so reversing over the other group is probably not feasible right now.
No.
Okay, well then I'm gonna pull another maneuver and just kind of basically pull a U-turn.
Okay.
And head back to the group and see if we fling off this guy or what.
Okay, so go ahead and give me another roll.
Oh, I need to write down what my base is so I don't have to add that up again. $30.
All right, so you whip it back around, and so as you force Meredith to cling onto her seatbelt for dear life,
She knew what she was getting into.
She knew what she was getting into, but she still didn't quite expect the immediate Yui. But you throw it, and you end up throwing him off the vehicle, and his hand basically rips down the remainder of the hood. So like a tin can, it kind of peels back, and then haplessly folds off as he gets thrown into the dirt somewhere into the night, as you spin around and kick up all kinds of dirt and rock all over him, as you are turning away and heading back into where everybody else is at.
Should we go back and run over him again? Okay.
does a complete Brody and just goes.
Do you see what this guy did to my car? What
I
he
know.
made me do to my car?
Rude.
All right, so Derek, give me an intelligence and awareness notice check.
Ooh, 8. This die is hot tonight. I'm liking it. That is a 23.
Okay. So you're up on the roof, and you can see headlights heading your way.
Coming from the encampment?
Yes.
How many sets?
5.
It's not like I haven't made it obvious where I'm at anyway. 5 cars incoming!
The ladies, unfortunately, don't hear that. Everybody else is down there. You do. Wolf.
Does that count as my action, or do I still get a shot?
You can still take an action if you'd like.
Because I'd like to put another cap in this guy that's still alive. Is he not? Or
As far as you can tell, it looks like he is.
Trying again then.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
Plus 17.
Okay. That is a hit. Go ahead and roll.
Oh, all 6s. Ooh. Not all 6s. 6, 11, 13, 15, 21, 23.
Okay. So you end up popping him again in the chest.
More blood, I hope.
At this point, there's a lot of dirt, so it's hard to tell. It's getting kind of there's a literal fog of war starting to seep in from all the U-turns and the Dukes of Hazzard stuff going on. Wolf.
Can I see this? Can I see this guy's feet from where I'm at?
You don't see his feet because he's actually on the ground as well, still he was trying to lay low to avoid the gunfire, but he's kind of being picked off where he's at. So if you're going to attack, you'll actually have to just come out from under the vehicle and run straight at him. But if you run straight at him, you will be able to attack this round.
Yeah, that's what I plan on doing.
Okay. So it'll be a little bit more difficult because you're at essentially a full run, kind of like a Wolverine sort of, berserker barrage. But go ahead and go for it. So what are you doing?
Do I see that he's got a weapon as I'm running towards him?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna try to knock that out of his hands first, probably.
Okay, and what are you using to knock it out of his hands?
My hands.
So just a
Dragon strike, like martial arts style,
Okay.
unarmed him.
Sure.
Giant metal wiener.
All right, so go ahead and roll. So in this case, you're going to be rolling your reflex and your martial arts, whatever martial art rating you have, plus your D10 check.
Hey, while he's doing that, what's the difference between martial art 1, 2, and 3? Just for like different styles?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's where you put style.
Yep. Because you get different bonuses with each styles as far as damage, grapple, and kicks, punches.
Like wrestling or grappling, you'd have a different. Oh, okay.
I think there's a line for you to fill in.
Kung Fu, yeah.
So you said it was my reflex plus my martial arts. Does my combat sense come into this at all?
Good question. I think combat sense is just like a additive to awareness notice if you're sensing combat. So I don't think so.
I think I could have added it to initiative as well. Next time.
You probably could have. That was my bad. Let me get this pulled up real fast. Where did it go? Here we go. Doink. All right. Probably already passed it up. I did.
Looks like 16 total though.
Has been a while since I really dug into these books.
No, I'm way off. I forgot to add in the 9.
That I already understand. Here we go. Give me the descriptions. Huzzah! Okay, so this ability is based on a solo's constant training and professionalism. Combat Sense allows the solo to perceive danger, notice traps, and have an almost unearthly ability to avoid harm. Your Combat Sense gives you a bonus on both your awareness skill and your initiative equal to your level in Combat Sense.
Okay.
So it will not help for the purposes of punching the guy, but it will definitely help in the future for your awareness notice checks as well as when it comes time for initiative.
Eight plus 6 plus 9, so 22.
23. If it's 8 plus 6 plus 9.
Close. Yep.
Okay.
9 reflex, 8 on the die, and my martial arts dragon style is 6.
All right. So you reach out to him before he was about ready to shoot you, but before he was even really ready, because you were just that much faster, you've yanked that gun quickly out of his hand, and it's like gone flying.
That was the aim. So now he has to fight me mano a mano,
And
or take a shot from Mac.
You can tell he's already taken 2 rounds, since you're right up next to him. He's already taken 2 rounds to the chest, and he's taken a round to the leg. So he's not in a good way even before you got there. All right, so Missy?
At this point, I'm just holding my action.
Okay.
And wait, no, hold on. We were going back to run that guy back over, right?
We will.
Okay. I am going to intently search with my eyes for this guy to make sure he doesn't get away. So I'm going to just try and get, like, as much of a visual as I can on him.
Sure.
And then just kind of be a good co-pilot.
Gotcha. Okay, that'll work. Give me a intelligence and a awareness notice check, as you are keeping your eyes peeled.
22.
Okay.
Yeah, help me spot this dude.
Oh yeah, you spot him no problem, because he's trying. He was like trying to pick himself back up, and like as soon as the high beams from the front of your car like brush over his shadowy frame, you're like, he's right there. Okay, so he tries to fire on you guys at the car. That is a hit. Okay, so a couple rounds end up striking the vehicle itself. As she is barreling back through the dirt towards, having completed a U-turn, I guess, into a full turn back to try and run him down. The other guy who has kind of been ganged up on and is in, and Wolf is in his face at this point, he tries to kick him right in the nuts.
Kick Wolf or?
Kick Wolf.
Wolfmen don't have balls.
Just do it. Wolfman got nards. and to believe that term nards got censored on television when they first aired it on regular networks. All right, so you disarm him and throw away his weapon, and that unfortunately leaves you for a swift boot to the nutsack. Thankfully, it's brawling. He's not like super skilled like you are. So, ow. Give me a
Dodge.
no. He's already attacked. Give me a. You're probably gonna make it. You're gonna give me a body save. So it's just roll a d10. Because I've got your character sheet pulled up. Just let me know what you get.
8.
You rolled an 8?
Yeah.
Okay. So he clips you, and it hurts, but thankfully it's not enough to like bring you down, eyes watering sort of thing. You've got enough adrenaline pumping in your body that you probably owe it to yourself to take a breather within like the next round or two, because it really did hurt a lot. But you're not down. So whack! And then the other two guys there were the other three. One is making their way to the pickup truck, which is close to where you're at this point. The other two are waiting on the other side of the building, looking out because you just hollered that there's more vehicles coming. So they're not going to run the risk of shooting their own brother, who's like right up in the face of this guy. They're going to hope he can deal with him, and they're going to cover everybody while everybody, figures out what's going on.
This guy's the legend Wolf, man. We can't shoot him.
I'm looking at this guy that just kicked me in the nuts like I'm going to show him what it's like to be kicked in the nuts next turn.
He's like cocking back with his foot.
Like that scene from Hot Shots Part 2. You win!
It's like the wind up.
Okay, so top of the round. Brittany and Derek.
Yeah. Ladies first.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish that maneuver. Oh, I guess I need to roll.
You sure do.
29.
Yeah, pretty much the only thing you're going to need to worry about at this point, since you have such high die pools, is just don't roll a 1.
I didn't roll a 1. Okay, you succeed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is really your forte. This would be like asking.
That's what I do.
Yeah, this would be like asking Doc Holliday. Doc Holliday, go shoot that. I mean, I'm not. If you're playing Doc Holliday, I'm not going to make you roll unless you're in the middle of a Lunger fit or something at that point. You nailed it. So you gun it at this point, finishing your complete turn, and you end up slamming into this guy again with the vehicle.
This is at full speed too, isn't it?
As full speed as she can get on uneven terrain.
Always. Is there any other speed?
And as you end up like striking, you can see that there's some damage from that hit to the front, because the grill got bent a little bit, and you hear him go under, just do.
I'm gonna turn to Meredith and say, "Watch out the back and see if he gets up."
Will do. What? Just reverse. Just reverse and run him over again.
Why not? Do I have to wait till next turn to do that?
Yes.
Okay.
So, but at this point, I guess you're slamming it to come to a stop and then reversing it.
Yep.
All right, Derek.
Yes. Well, now that Wolf is in there, do I have a clear shot at him from my angle?
You can certainly try, but you run the risk of shooting him. He's this close.
Are the cars in range?
You can certainly give it a shot.
All right.
Again, you don't have a sniper rifle,
Right?
but you can definitely shoot at the incoming cars.
These are big targets, so
Yep.
where I'm aiming is in between the headlights.
Sure.
maybe just above. So maybe I'll hit the engine or in the windshield somewhere. Because I don't have, it's not like it's daytime, so I don't have perfect. But... Okay, here we go. Ooh, another 7 plus. Oh, wrong. So.
Oof.
Where is it? No. 18.
18? Okay, so you fire a couple rounds out there. You're not certain if it struck or not. But you can see that they're not making a direct line to the area now. You've clearly alerted them to the fact that they're being fired on. So they're starting to move. They're starting to move a little bit in a more of a weaving pattern at this point. They will be to these buildings in 2 rounds if you stay where you're at. So it is you, Wolf.
I'm going to return the favor.
Okay. Go ahead, roll.
6 plus martial arts and what else?
And reflex.
So 12, 21.
Okay. So you end up turning around and giving him a swift kick to the balls right back. He ended up rolling a little bit with it, so you didn't clip him as well as you had hoped. But you still do strike him and do damage.
Dragon style gets +2 to strike, I think, or something like that.
I believe so. What's more important at this point, since you already did connect with him, is you roll for damage. So almost there. Dang it! No, that's not what I wanted.
I know martial arts is quirky when it comes to like damage and stuff. Like I think I get to add some of my martial arts.
One of the benefits to your martial art is whatever you have for that skill, that you automatically get to add that to the damage. So in this case, anything that anything that you'd end up rolling for damage, since you have a martial arts of 6, you're going to add 6 to it.
Okay.
But I'm trying to find. Oh yeah, that's right. Hold on one second. The layout of this book is terrible. So
yeah, it reads like radio instructions.
Was this 100? No, this is not. Okay. Do. I'm not worried about that. Not worried about that. Here we go. No, that's cyber weapon damage. So you have what again? Martial art?
6.
No. What style?
Dragon style.
Kung Fu?
I think it's like, yeah, it's +2 strike. Let me see that. I had it up. +2 strike, +1 kick, +2 block parry, +1 dodge, and +2 sweep. As far as the information I have written down.
Okay, so where? Damn it. Sorry, I should have had this looked up sooner.
That's all good.
But you would think that they would have this, but I mean they don't. It's just unfortunately how this book is written. So for the time being, since I can't find it written on here, you're going to roll a d6. And then whatever you roll from that d6, you're adding 6 to it.
So 11.
There you go. Bam!
I was aiming to pop a nut.
So
this guy's hurting, man. He just got shot like 3 times in the chest.
twice. He got shot twice in the chest, one in the leg, and now he's taken a groin shot. So he is definitely not happy.
I hit him 3 times.
You may have struck him 3 times. You don't know how many times you've done damage. Because not everybody is, not everybody goes into combat without. Yeah. All right. So that is that round. Missy and everybody else.
I am just keeping my eyes peeled, trying to be a good co-pilot and keep my eyes on this guy.
Okay, give me another check. So intelligence and awareness notice.
I got 17.
You got what?
I got 17.
17? Okay. So you spot him on the ground, you think, but there's a lot of dirt at this point, so it's hard to tell.
Okay. I'm just going to give Jill that information. Like, I think he's in that area.
Okay. So you, Derek, end up hearing some whizzing noises.
That's my cue. Because my next action...
One of them was way off. Like, it strikes the very tip of the barn, and the little piece that would adjust with the wind and whatnot falls over. Like, it was like nowhere near. It's like pank, tunk, the metal piece. The other one, however, does strike you. Let's see where they end up catching you. In your right leg. Okay, so let's see how much damage they end up doing. Or if they puncture. Probably not. Is thought. All right. So let me grab your sheet here real quick.
16.
16 coverage for your legs. Oh, I got the hiccups. Woof. I do not have a copy of your sheet.
You're right here.
I'm sure I got it at one point in time, but I'm thinking you probably, yeah, you did. You sent it over. That's what it was. You sent it over as an image. I need you to send it over in a PDF. I only have a moment. We obviously don't have to do it right now.
Okay, but it's 16 on my right leg.
Okay, so the round strikes your leg and takes your leg out from under you a bit, enough to know that you got hit, but it did not puncture. So you kind of
Charlie horse.
Not so much a Charlie horse. It would be like somebody punched or kicked you, but you felt the impact more than the actual like pain or anything. It was something connected with you clearly. So somebody caught you. They must have somebody who's a decent shot in one of those vehicles that are coming up.
And confirms what I was going to do in the first place, because if they have a big gun, just shoot the building, blow it up. So I'm getting out of there.
Okay. All right. So
my action is taken by getting the HE double hockey sticks out of there.
Okay. So the other two guys who are on the side, they start opening up from the other side of the building at the incoming cars as Jenkins, or I should say Cursor, ends up firing up the pickup truck. That was that round. We're to the top. You are getting off the roof and running, so that is your action. Brittany.
I will be right back.
Sure.
34.
Dang. So you throw it. You throw it and come to a complete stop, and then you gun it again, and there's just like dirt and everything just kicking up all over the place. And you slowly start making your way backwards, and you're picking up speed, and end up, hitting something again, and thump, 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 thump.
I'm gonna back up far enough till we can see the shape in the headlights.
Okay, give me
and just wait.
Yeah, there is a lot of dirt at this point, so go ahead and give me an awareness notice check again.
Oh, reading my sheet wrong. Okay. 22.
22. Okay. So you're keeping an eye out on the area you think your guy is at, but again, there's so much dirt around here, and it's almost a fog at this point with the headlights, because you've run back and forth and spun around and kicked up all kinds of dirt. Wolf.
Is this guy still standing up in front of me?
A close facsimile thereof.
So he's attempting to stay up.
He's more trying to get out of there, but he can't really do either quickly because he's wounded in the leg and is pretty bad off.
Can I sweep him?
Can you sweep him? Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to knock him off his feet.
Okay.
Martial arts plus reflex, right?
Yes.
I rolled kind of low, so 3 plus 6, so 9, 18.
Okay. So he's trying to turn to get out of the way, and you just swing your leg right up underneath him and take him completely out as he just falls straight to the ground and collapses.
I went for the bad leg, too.
Sure, that's fine. So go ahead and roll another d6.
Plus martial arts, so 8.
Boom! He does not appear to be moving.
I still have a movement, right?
You can still move some, yes.
Did I see where that gun went?
Give me an awareness notice check. Sure.
He just pulled an Achilles move,
And you can,
where the guy's like riddled with bullets, and then he just knocks his leg out from underneath him, and he's dead.
22.
Okay. And did you add your combat sense?
I did not. 30.
Okay. So you do manage to spot the gun only because the shine of the metal on the ground glinted against the headlights from the vehicle that is thrashing around not far away, back and forth, maybe driving over something.
Huh?
I move in that direction to go get it.
Okay, so you run over real quick and pick up the pistol.
And then I'm going to try to take cover and go back towards where Mac's at.
Mac is actually heading, at this point, back to the Griswold family truckster.
So basically where I'm at, around area?
Around that area, yes.
All right, well, I'm going to try to find cover so that I don't take any bullets to the brain and wait for him to get here.
Okay. And the other two guys, Hicks and Jenkins, were at the edge of that other building, and they're apparently firing on the cars that are coming in.
Okay, so I'm over there with them too. Like they're a ways from me, but
They are a little ways away from you. If you want to move to that building to use that for cover, you can.
okay. I'd go towards where there's more people, so more backup. That's
Okay. Sounds good. All right. So that is Wolf. Missy,
Um, I'm still looking for this guy since we just ran over him. I'm gonna keep an eye out and see if I can see him moving at all.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
16.
16. Okay. You think you see where he's at, but again, it's the same thing. There's so much dirt, and you're looking out that spidered glass, from the windshield. It's hard to tell. The one thing you do notice is there's a little red light on your dash.
Uh-oh. Is what is the red light for? Or do I know?
It's
Does
the
it say?
engine light.
Is it the engine light? Okay.
It is the engine light, and in your past experience, well before it got fixed and whatnot, it usually meant you had a couple miles before you'd start running into problems again.
Okay. I'm just gonna casually let Jill know I want to run this guy over again, but I would like to keep this car. Let's chill here and see if he moves. If we can see him when the dust settles a little bit. And then I'll go check him out if he's not moving.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Maybe hit the light so he can't see us.
All right. I can turn off the headlights.
Okay, turn them off. So you're turning off all lights then, right? The brake lights and everything?
Sure.
I mean, cars still typically have like the
Yeah, that's true.
the red lights and whatnot that are on it. It's not very bright, but
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll go dark.
Go dark.
Blackout.
All right, so you can hear the other cars tearing down through the roaring of those engines tearing out into the blackness and towards the buildings where you guys are at. And at this point, Derek, you are up from where you're at. You were down off the building. Cursor wasn't sure what was going to happen, so he's in the pickup truck and has already got the engine running.
We getting out of here?
I don't know, man.
What do you guys think?
Okay. They'll respond in a second. Brittany, why don't you go ahead and give me another check?
Awareness notice?
Yep, you're trying to keep an eye on him, this time in the dark. But
Well,
you have low light
I
vision.
do have low light vision.
Yes.
16.
16. Okay. You stare intently at this point through the spidering of the broken windshield, and you think you see his form again, and he's still laying prone on the ground.
All right, I'm gonna wait.
Okay. Wolf, you
Do I still get an action, or was my correspondence with him? Because if possible, I would have taken a pot shot at one of the vehicles.
From where you're at, you're not in a position to fire the vehicles. You'd have to be at the side of the building to do so.
Okay.
That will change next round, but from where you're at. Okay, so Wolf, you are at that corner right there where the other two guys are like, one is down on his knee, and the other guy's kind of standing up, and they're at the edge of that building, firing some rounds at the incoming vehicles, which you can see them all coming in. They're all all of them at this point are off-road modified vehicles, and one of which ends up taking several rounds from both Hicks and Jenkins. and you can see that it peppers up the front. There's some sparks that end up flying as the hood from the front of the vehicle goes flying, and they end up ramming into a rock.
They don't make hoods like they used to.
Mm-mm.
But there are still
far are
four
they?
coming in.
Be like my
How
old
far is the rock?
If you were to run to the rock, it's going to take you a full 2 rounds to do so.
Okay.
And at this point, the other vehicles are going to be here next round at the rate of speed that they're coming in.
I need to find my old 73 Ford Jerome. That thing was damn near bulletproof itself.
You mean the one that you filled up with diesel?
Shut your mouth. It was only one of the 2 tanks. Was that you that was with me when that happened?
No, you told me about it.
It cleaned out the engine.
I'm going to look at the weapon that I got and make sure that it's still serviceable.
It is. Yeah, you ended up getting, just at a quick glance, it looks like it's a pretty heavy caliber pistol, probably a 10 millimeter.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to bunker down with these guys and, I guess, pop shots at whatever they're shooting at.
Okay, so why don't you go ahead and just give me a reflex and pistol check as you fire some rounds at the incoming traffic.
I'm pretty sure I have a pistol of no, but I rolled a 10.
Plus your reflex.
So 19.
Okay.
Ooh. Lucky.
So go ahead and roll 4d6.
$12.
All right. So you fire around. You're not certain where, but by the spark, it looks like you definitely shot one of the vehicles.
Good enough.
Let's see. Missy.
At this point, I'm just gonna try and assess if we've had a good recession of dust. So I'm kind of looking out and trying to see if it's a good time to turn the lights on or not.
Okay. Go ahead and give me another intelligence and awareness notice. I'm so used to vampire from last night, so I'm like, give me a wits and alertness check.
23.
Okay. There's still a lot of dirt in the air because it hasn't been that long. But you're confident you could see your way around if you needed to go run and check the guy real fast.
Okay. I'm gonna tell Jill, dude, hit the lights. Let's see if he's moving.
I'll flip the lights again.
Okay. Lights are on. You don't see him moving.
Okay. So as long as he's not moving, don't move the car. I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna go check on him.
Okay. So go ahead and since checking on him, you're looking at him medically, right?
Looking at him medically, but approaching with caution, and
Right.
I have my weapon drawn.
Sure. So as you approach, go ahead and give me your tech and med tech check.
Does he look like Hamburger?
Did I?
Medical tech is up in the upper left-hand corner under the special abilities.
He's like 90-10
Oh, okay.
round Chuck.
22.
Okay. So you get up to him, and he has been hammered several times by a heavy moving object, which is probably about 2 tons worth of steel and plastic and iron and whatnot.
Trauma.
So, but on top of that, he's also got like whatever wounds he has is like caked in with dirt. And what I mean, he looks bad, not moving, eyes are not open. If he's not dead, he's going to be.
Okay. I confidently then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna kick away any weapon that he might have.
You could just
But
grab it.
Double tap.
well, yeah,
Bring it with
but
us.
I want to search his person, like his pockets and whatever, really quick to see if I can get any information or anything off.
This is the big difference between Dungeons and Dragons and Cyberpunk. In Dungeons and Dragons, the cleric turns the undead. In Cyberpunk, the medtech loots the dead.
Yeah, this guy messed up my car. I'm not going to help him.
All right, so you end up quickly kind of going. You have enough light from the headlights of your car, and you quickly rummage through him. I mean, everything in his pockets are still going to be there. It's not like when he hit, everything like exploded or whatnot. You do get a good look at their gang symbol, so if you need to recall that for any reason, you can, because it's like I don't want to say embroidered, but like pressed into the leather of their cut of the vest that they're wearing, so it's really cool looking. He also had a heavy caliber pistol, probably a 10mm as well. So you snagged that with the one clip that you're able to find. You do pull his wallet, and you end up pulling what appears to be a stick of some kind. You're not certain if it's a cred stick or if it's just like a memory shard of some kind, but it's got data of some kind on it.
I'm not going to worry too much about looking at things right now since stuff is happening. So I'm just going to grab it and get which weapon did you say he had?
He has a pistol. You don't know the brand just yet, but it looks like it's probably a 10mm.
Okay.
So for pistols, it's pretty heavy.
I'm going to make sure that is just loaded up and with safety on and jump back in the car and chill.
Good deal.
All right. So top of the round at this point, the vehicles, the incoming scavengers are there now. 4 of the 5 vehicles. As they come barreling through, they are firing now on everybody who's down on the ground. So you will have a chance to return fire, Derek, unless you want to dive for cover. Right now, you're kind of in the open. You can duck behind the pickup truck if you want, or you can dive behind the family truckster for cover. But if you do so, you won't be able to return fire.
I got to preserve my life.
So which would you rather dive for cover?
Which one is more betterly armored? The truck or the truckster now?
You're honestly not sure. You didn't get a chance. You didn't get a good look at the truck, but you do know that the Griswold family truckster was just recently upgraded.
Holiday Road. Let's live on, baby.
Okay, so you dive as best as you can to duck for cover up against the side of that as they come flying through. All right, so I mean, you just hear heavy caliber guns just spraying the area down. And oh, oh crap. Okay, so basically what happens is as they come flying up around, the very first car that clears the I won't say the embankment, but basically the cover where you guys were, the 3 of you who were returning fire were hanging out. They basically hang
the 2 guys and Wolf.
Yes. So they end up hanging a hard left. Basically, what they're doing is one goes one way, one goes the other. So they're starting to pull out and encircle that area to make it harder to go anywhere from where you're at. But as they come by, both Jenkins and Hicks are, they're firing. They end up catching the front of one of the cars, and as they fly by, and you see that whatever the hell it was, that heavy caliber machine gun firing. Hicks and Wolf are covered in the mist of what was Jenkins.
Aww.
Like they just come by and it's just pop, 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 and you just hear the slaps of those rounds as they just shatter parts of the wall of that building and tear up a chunk of the staircase as they go flying by. Another vehicle comes around and you end up like right where Derek was standing, or I should say Mac. Mac was standing and jumped. Like if he hadn't have been there, you end up seeing like several more large caliber rounds just pack right across the ground where you were, and like one or two of them end up striking the side of Holiday Road. And like you end up like, if this is Holiday Road, you guys can see me on camera. Yeah, this is Holiday Road. For those of you who don't know, it is the same make and model of the Griswold family truckster from the very first Vacation. The strikes actually move when they get hit, move it an inch to its right. So and make it forcibly sway a little bit. It's like bah, 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 and sways as you slam up against the side, and there's just loud gunfire and everything. And Cursor slams the pickup truck in reverse, not because he's trying to leave everybody behind, but you can tell he's trying to keep the first two vehicles that cleared you guys from being able to completely circle. So if they keep going on this route, he's probably going to run into the back. He's probably going to ram the back of it into one of them. But he's trying to keep you guys from being completely encircled at this point. So he's drawn some of the fire away from those of you who are there. Top of the round, Derek, you have ducked for cover, so you are safe from the returning fire. Brittany, you can hear. Brittany and Missy, you guys can hear the increased gunfire coming from behind you. And of course, the raging of the engines as more vehicles have clearly entered the fray.
This is not great. I'm gonna start heading back towards the other group, but as soon as we get close enough for me to see like that there are a number of vehicles there, I'm gonna go dark and see about taking us kind of around the far side and try and stay hidden as much as we can be.
Well, it's all out. It's all out in the open. The only way to really hide is to keep your lights off.
That's fair enough. I was thinking maybe we could like swing around towards the encampment and see if everybody has left. Maybe we can find something in the camp to help us in this fight, or something like that. I'm gonna say all this to Meredith,
okay,
and try and get her feedback.
It might be worth going to the encampment for. My only concern is the car's taken a lot of damage. If we take any more out there, we may not make it back.
I don't want to try and do combat with this again. I don't think it'll hold up. So I don't want to take more hits.
We can do a drive-by to see. I mean, there's no harm in that.
Okay.
Okay, so you shut the lights off and drive by the seat of your pants towards, in kind of a roundabout way, to where you saw the encampment. Okay, fair enough. Give me a check then for your driving.
I rolled a 10.
Booyah!
Wow.
So 35.
Nice. Okay, so you somehow managed to luckily find the road without even looking for it, out this way. So it's like you were originally running really rough, and as you were coming up along the side, you can see one of the pickup that you guys came with is trying to barrel back, and two of the vehicles are swerving around to trying to cut them off. They do not seem to be, if they see you, they're not interested at this point. They may have their attention drawn elsewhere. But you start flying as fast as you can down this this dirt road around the other side to try and get to the encampment in the dark. Are you doing this all by just your low light vision, or are you going to flip the lights on at some point? Okay. All right. Wolf. Two of the other cars split off and come to a complete stop. Now, as they are about ready to fire, you can either move. You can attempt to move and fire, which really isn't. All you're really doing is you're not dodging. They don't really have a dodge in Cyberpunk. It's what degree of cover you have, or if you're moving and making it more difficult. But if you're moving to make it more difficult, obviously it's harder to shoot as well.
I think you forgot me.
No, you did a full dodge. You ducked behind. You ducked behind the holiday.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So you were completely out of gunfire range. You have complete cover at this point, so they cannot shoot you. As they're splitting, you have the option of finding cover, kind of like what he did. Only your only option at this point is to run around the other side of the building, or try to jump inside the sheriff's station. So you can do one of those two. One will give you either one will give you partial cover, but one's gonna, if you go along the side of the building, it's gonna take you completely out of combat in order to get to your partial cover. The other one you'll be able to fire back next round if you decide to get up into the sheriff's station, or you can just try and run one direction and fire at the same time, but it'll be obviously more difficult to do so.
I'll try to get up into the sheriff's station.
Okay, so basically full movement, dodging into the sheriff's station. All right, so they are firing.
I haven't been in there yet, so I'm hoping there's some kind of like reinforcement. It is a sheriff's station.
There's something. Hicks is attempting to run away from the building, so he's actually completely out in the open, but he's trying to run the opposite direction to give them more targets. And firing as he does so. So it's not going to be easy. No joy in either one of them. So it's in essence a very shitty gunfight for him at this point. He's not hitting anything. They're not hitting anything, but they have their full attention. They fire some rounds off at you, and you manage to jump into the door just as like 3 rounds. Pop, 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 pop. You can hear them slap up against the side of the building, and the door as you jump through just kind of helplessly falls to one hinge and just snaps under its own weight and slides down the remains of the staircase. So there is no way to shut obviously anything, but you have what would be considered 2/3 cover.
Okay.
If for some reason you need to return fire or whatnot. Give me a wits and or no. Give me an intelligence and awareness notice and add your combat sense.
So 30.
Okay. So you, one of the benefits of having been a grizzled veteran of so many firefights and whatnot is your ability to quickly assess your surroundings. It looks like this was probably your poor man's sheriff station. So they do have a cell where they can hold people in, which is reinforced, but everything else in here looks like it probably came with the mobile home. It's not going to hold under sustained fire. So your best benefit in here is to use it as a field to obscure vision. Obviously it's not going to take many rounds, but they can't really see you very well in here either.
Got it.
All right. So, so back to Missy and Britt real quick. I'll get to you in a second, Derek. So you guys are swinging around at full bore, gunning it towards the camp, which you can still see because there are some lights and portable generators and whatnot. Basically, it looks like a large campsite with two large RV-looking vehicles that are here that are retrofitted for off-road. So pretty durable Mondo-looking things. Probably easily 10 years old already. Like Nomads, they probably reuse a lot of their stuff. You're not quite there just yet, but you can see enough from the ambient light coming from the camp that you don't see any movement as far as you can tell.
Do those tents look flammable to you?
They might actually. Be a shame if they caught on fire, right?
I know, that would be really awful distraction from what's going on down by the station.
I assume I have my med kit in the back, so
yeah.
I'm gonna pop it open and I'm gonna find some sort of antiseptic, like alcohol or whatever, something in a container that I might be able to make a, Molotov cocktail or something.
Okay. So you'll be able to make a small one of something like that, enough to start some kind of a fire. Why don't you both give me another awareness notice check?
19.
24.
24. Okay, so and that's probably fitting. Jill is a little too focused on making sure you guys don't run into something, since the windshield is spidered up, and she's relying on her low light vision to get you guys around at a very high speed. You've forgotten all about the fact that this is so dangerous under normal circumstances. You'd probably be yelling at Jill to stop right now and smacking her in the shoulder. But as you get as you're coming around and you're getting closer to the other side of the camp, you can see that they have a trailer of Chew 2.
What is that?
Chew 2 is is what they call gas.
That's a big Molotov cocktail.
Big bada boom.
All right.
Which, when you see that, makes absolute sense. It means they're probably long range scavengers, and they bring along whatever fuel that they can scavenge. Think Mad Max and Wasteland and whatnot. You're bringing it along because you've got that long trip.
Let's go light up this gasoline.
I'm so excited. This is ridiculous and I love it.
Okay. So Derek,
Yeah.
as Mac has had enough of a moment to see Jenkins return reduced to vapor. Just the round struck him and he is just no more. You see everything is going to hell in a handbasket right where you're at. The two cars have pulled to either side. One car is on the other side of Holiday Road, so you're going to have cover from them either way, at least partial. The other car, you're in clear sight of. 4 people are hopping out, 2 of which look like they're focusing on, you think, Wolf, who jumped into the sheriff's station. The other 2 are going to be bearing down on you. Now, your options at this point, because you have no cover from where they're at, you can spend part of your action. You can still return fire on these guys if you want. You can spend part of your action by throwing open one of the doors to Holiday Road and giving yourself at least 1/3 cover and just praying to God they don't catch you good and duking it out with them right there and hoping the other guy that ran off to the side is going to keep the other guys occupied enough that you don't have to deal with them as well. If all things work out, then you only have 2 to 1 to worry about right here in front of you.
Let's do that.
Okay. Otherwise, the other thing would be to attempt to like a full dodge and like run around to the other side of Holiday Road if you could.
But then I'm exposed to the other car.
On the next round, yes. Okay. So they are not looking for cover. They are just opening up on you. You throw open the door to give yourself some partial cover. Go ahead and fire. As Jonathan says, ask yourself a question. What would Cyberfawn do?
That's the second 10 tonight, baby. That's 13 plus my reflex. 21.
21. All right. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Come on. 6s. Ooh, lots of 5s, though. 3 of those. 15, 21, 24, 27, 29.
Oh, damn.
Ooh.
Good shot. Okay, so as they start firing on you, one of the guys ends up, when he fires, it ends, like, just as you open up the side door to Holiday Road, like, that glass just shatters. Just like, if you hadn't opened it, that round would have gone to your chest. So you're like, and you had enough time to go, as you fire, and you end up hitting that guy like right in his leg, and right at the kneecap, you just see it explode, and the rest of his leg just like falls to the ground, and he starts screaming as he's going into shock. But as he fired, he ended up catching you right in your side.
Torso?
Yes. Ooh.
I have a 24.
Okay, so again, you were very fortunate. The round struck.
Oh.
You're probably going to have a bruise, but it did not puncture. All right.
Thank you for letting me outfit myself with good body armor.
Wolf.
Or at least decent body.
So, like I explained to Mac here, it has gone to hell in a handbasket. Currently, you have 2 that are bearing down on you. You, however, have 2/3 cover, at least for this round.
The 2 that are coming down on me, I'm gonna fire at.
Okay, so go ahead and pop some rounds off. Pop, pop, pop. Damn, I got the exact same roll.
$16.
All right, 16. So go ahead and roll your damage. Ooh.
17.
All right, cue filter right now. Oh, damn. Yeah, if ever there was a time for that song. That's why I said, hey, man, nice shot. So you, under your cover, you kind of just pull out your arm and the pistol. And so you fire around, catch the guy straight in the forehead as the insides of his brain matter fly out the back and knock off like the scarf that he had, and he just topples lifelessly to the ground. The other guy, however, was the one who was firing the heavy caliber round. And he just said, and he essentially says, fuck you, fuck your cover, fuck that trailer. And it says, juk, 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 juk. And you end up feeling those rounds slam through the building and strike you. Let's see. That is, I think, your left leg. That is... Okay. And what do you have for armor?
We didn't get to a lot of the equipment stuff.
We did not get you... so we're going to give you some basic armor, because you would at least have that.
About the only thing I have is like a Kevlar backpack.
Right. So you definitely would have had some basic armor. So we'll say you had at least 15. We'll say you had 15 points to pretty much everything but your head. You weren't wearing a helmet.
Yeah. Okay.
Which isn't much, but it beats absolutely nothing. So that round ends up striking. You need to make a body save at this point. So go ahead and roll your D10 again.
16, 7 plus 9, 16. Yeah.
Okay, so. Okay. So you have taken a round to your to your right leg. It struck something fierce. You cannot move without help, or leaning on your left leg and basically trying to pull your way around. If you don't receive medical help soon, you could quite possibly bleed out.
On my next round, I don't think I could do this round, but can I administer some first aid to myself?
You could, but you don't have any cover right now.
Oh yeah, he blew out my cover.
He kind of just torched that whole chunk of the wall right there. Okay, so Hicks is doing better. He's got his rifle, and he ends up downing one of the guys on the other side too. Close range sniper rifle is never very good. And he ends up pounding that guy in the chest. It punches straight through and rocks him up against the wall. The other guy's firing on him. He ends up taking a couple rounds, but you're not certain if he's down or not. It doesn't sound like he died, but he definitely got hurt. You guys end up hearing the collision of the pickup against one of the trucks, or I'd say the pickup against one of the off-road vehicles that has spun around. So that's basically Cursor versus 4 people. But beyond that, that's all you really know. He's back there a ways and temporarily has a chunk of them kind of tied up. Okay, so top of the round for the new people. So Britt and Missy, you guys are pull almost directly into the camp. Just like come to a stop at the camp. You can see that they do have dogs here, but they're actually kept in cages, and they're like barking their heads off as you guys are come rolling up.
Fricasseed perro.
You're muted, Brittany.
What do you think about the dogs? Leave them or let them out?
Are the dogs in such a place where they're very close to the other structures?
Good question. Odd or even?
Odd.
Okay. No, they are not.
Okay. So
they're kind of kept more off to the side.
Okay. I don't know. Let's get this set up first. You go let the dogs out, and I'll start our fire.
What if they're unfriendly?
They look very mean.
Well then, okay. Then don't let the dogs out. But they're far enough away. We need to go.
Why don't you do your thing over there and get that set up? I'll take a really quick look around the camp and see if there's anything of note that we need to grab.
Okay.
And then you let me know when you're ready.
Okay. I'm gonna get this set up. So I'm not gonna actually go with the Molotov cocktail. I'm assuming there's some sort of stick it with the truck and some sort of line. So what I essentially want to do is just let out enough gasoline to make a trail to set fire to and go back.
Okay, and that's actually not hard. There is there's a campfire that sits like right in the very middle, and there's like milk crates and bad fold-up chairs and whatnot, where it looks like they were probably camped out and doing whatever. So if you just grab the hose and lay enough of a line down to the campfire, that's plenty enough to trigger it to take it all the way up to the tank.
Okay.
So Brittany, since you're looking around, give me another awareness notice check.
21.
Okay. So as you are, and again, you're doing it kind of hastily.
Oh, no, 20. Sorry, just 20.
You're doing it kind of hastily because of everything that's going on. You know your friends are in trouble. And you know you guys don't really have any protection here. So if there's something here you're unaware of, you guys are in deep. So you're on the balls of your feet like the whole way, just super anxious but you're an adrenaline junkie, so you can't help but, there's a part of you that like really is kind of enjoying the intensity of the whole situation. That's when you round the corner to one of their tents. Now you see that they have what appear to be 2 large tubs. Looks like they were probably bathtubs at one point in time, and then they just kind of built up a portable container to go with it, so that way they can just wheel it to wherever they need to go. And they do have what appears to be like ice in there and whatnot, and you can see the remains of somebody who's all cut up, and their parts. Some of them, like, it looks like they were probably in the middle of doing this when they realized you guys were out there. So, one person is just laying there already dead. But like, you can see that there was like a bone saw there to cut through, and there's some tools designed to test cybernetic parts to make sure that they were, still serviceable and whatnot. And you can't help it. It's a flashback to Biomedica for you. It's like this, not as grotesque, but this is something you did see when Dane and Hellcat were pulling you out.
For me, my life flashes before my eyes.
But the one thing that you do see is you end up seeing a hand in one of the cages twitching.
A human hand or a
Yes.
cybernetic hand?
A human hand.
I'm just going to back away.
Okay. Give me an awareness notice check.
19.
19, okay. You think you can hear a whisper sound.
Okay, I'll go back in and say, hello?
And you see, when you look back in, now keep in mind the tent is fairly big, and there's like a couple tables for tools and whatnot. But the cage is very much like your typical, you would just lock someone or something up. It's not.
Wait, did you say the hand of the person, like attached to a person?
Yes.
Okay, I was thinking like a hand in a cage. No. And I was like,
oh, that's what I thought too.
No.
Like,
Nope.
Yeah, nope. And you see this. You end up seeing this girl. She must be early 20s if she's pushing it. Completely naked. Her skin is bluing, which means she's probably been exposed to the elements for a while at this point. And she has obvious signs of like bloodshot eyes and chapped lips. She's making some sound, but it's hard to make out what it is she's saying.
She's the person that's all cut up in the
No.
bath?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
she's
nice.
She's somebody else. She's actually in the cage. The only visible sign of life to her is the fact that she has her hand up on like the crossbar, and it's twitching some.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get that cage open.
Okay. So
what do I do?
Well, you can try and pick the lock. You can try and look for some keys if you're lucky, or you can try and flat out break it if you have the capability.
What kind of a skill would that? Oh, pick lock. I do not have. Oh, I do have that. I have that. Okay, let's do that.
Okay.
Okay, that falls under tech. Um, 14.
All right. So you pull out, I don't know, a clip or something you usually keep around to try and pick a lock with. You're unsuccessful. You figure if you have more time, you could probably do it. You know, you're like trying to, jimmy it or whatnot. And you feel the lock get hot for some reason, and it catches fire.
Is it like a padlock?
Mm-hmm.
Or okay. That's not normal.
Enough to the fact that you can actually see the metal like starting to warp from the lock.
Is there something in the room that I can grab to like protect my hands and like pull the side of the cage away?
Yeah, absolutely. You can use towels or something like that. I mean,
Yeah.
It's not going to protect for long, but enough to grab a hold and try and yank or something.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Okay. So Missy, as you are getting this all set up and pouring the gasoline and whatnot, by the time you're done, you realize Jill isn't here.
So before I get totally set up, just for my own safety, I'm gonna go ahead and run and see if I can see my car, see maybe where she stopped at, and
Yeah, your car's still there.
Yeah,
I
got out of the car when you did.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna just like run around, Jill.
Can I get a hand?
Yeah, I assume I hear, and I'm gonna run over to where she's at.
Okay, so you come running over just as she grabs some like towels or whatnot, and she's looking at this lock that is really heated up for some reason, and inside the cage is apparently a girl.
Oh, what?
She's still alive.
Okay. Why is this lock so hot? Did you use a blowtorch?
No, just a lockpick. I don't know. It must be some kind of defense mechanism. But can you help me get it out?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna take my handgun and stand to the side and see if I can blow off the lock.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and roll. Just don't roll a 1.
I got a 10, thankfully, because I have such a low score in all the rest of my stats, so 18.
Okay. I'm not going to have you roll damage. You pull out your gun and you focus on it enough at this point, and you take a shot. The metal is already weakened from it being hot, so it partly snaps and kind of just falls away like it was bad plastic.
I'm gonna rip open the gate and here, you get her from that side. I'll get her from this side, and let's carry her to the car.
Yeah.
Okay, and same description that I gave before, Missy. She's clearly showing exposure to the elements. Her skin is starting to blue. Her lips are chapped. She has bloodshot eyes. You as a med tech, the first thing, not only is she had exposure to the elements, she's probably lacking water. So she's probably dehydrated, which is obviously another sign that's not good. And of course, you saw everything else that was there. There was another layout of gore from their efforts of stripping people down for their basic parts. So you get her back to the car. Brittany, by the time you guys get this girl back to the waiting car, you can smell the choo-choo.
Is it
Like Meredith was just pumping on that thing and just taking the nozzle and just like, that tent needs a coat and this ground, and
You get a splash and you get a splash.
taking a moment to write her name, on the ground and in the liquid.
Are we ready to light it up?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
I'm gonna drive away from the middle of the tents, kind of like to the outskirts, before we throw any flames on it.
Okay. So
in case that was in question.
So you fire up the Meredith mobile and start pulling back, and you hear a loud knocking sound
from the outside of the car.
Yes, and then it abruptly stops.
The car stops?
Wait, was the knocking like the car or?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna try and diagnose this.
I am too.
Okay.
Like, it has no pulse.
I don't know. I have AV tech and basic tech.
So you can attempt with basic tech.
Okay.
So tech and basic tech.
Can I roll for that too?
You absolutely can.
I have 11.
Hold on. That's one of the few things I also have a very high score in, but I rolled a 2, so it's a total of 18.
All right.
Collectively.
Okay, so Jill, you just you're not certain. You get out and take a look. Although you don't have to lift up the hood. The hood is no longer there. So looking at it isn't a problem. So yeah, you're not certain what exactly was going on. Meredith, you take a look, and the fact that you saw that engine light pop on, that wasn't a good sign, which means that it could probably be something from what you're used to prior to moving out to Phoenix, Arizona.
Yep. Scanning around, are there any other vehicles around or anything?
There is the I could have swore that was on your character sheet. There are the big RV looking vehicles that are here. Did we lose Missy?
Yeah, Missy.
Yep.
Missy disappeared.
Oh.
Yep.
The
big RV vehicles are those like the ones that they used to pull the fuel trailer?
Yes.
Sorry about that.
No, it's
so
okay.
Like a rig. A diesel rig. Yeah.
So what vehicles are available?
They're essentially the big RVs.
The ones that pull the tanker.
The tanker's already attached, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But there's 2 RVs, right?
There are 2. Yes, you'd have to find a way to break in to one of the RVs.
I can try picking the lock again. I'm pretty sure I can hotwire a vehicle.
Okay.
Dante's frozen too.
Oh,
it is frozen.
do you want to take the RV? Are we taking the RV without the gas trailer or with the gas trailer?
Without.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
No, the gas trailer needs to do its job here.
Okay. No, I was just saying, I mean, we haven't set it off yet, so we can always maybe make this mobile.
Yeah. So I'm going to try and pick the lock on that.
Okay.
I guess.
Shoot, where did it go? I gave everybody, originally, I should say, everybody had like a signature thing.
Oh shoot. Yeah.
Was like a phrase or something, and I think at some point it may have gotten updated off of your character sheet. I can't find it on there.
Oh, this was like
But
the MacGyver thing.
yes,
That,
like his MacGyver thing. Meredith's one was actually tied to her car.
oh no.
Oh, it was Mama's Got the Goods.
Yes, there you go. That's exactly what
Okay.
What
Okay.
what does that do?
it was. It basically gives her a bonus in dealing with her car. It's kind of like the if you remember from part of the story arc to Back to the Future, where Biff was the only one that was able to operate his car, and he freaked out when Grandpa was able to do it that he had never met, because that was really Biff.
Gotcha. Does that change the plan?
Can I still do that?
You can certainly try.
Okay.
It's she's basically your baby.
Okay. So am I gonna re-roll the intelligence and basic tech?
Yes, and you're going to add a 5 to it.
Out of 5. A total of 30.
30.
Okay. So looking at it, you hope for the best. It's one of those things like you turn it over and pray to the gods, for something good to happen. And where Jill was totally unsuccessful and for no discernible reason, it fires back up. You can hear a knocking sound, but it fires up.
Oh, thank goodness. All right. With the original plan, we go.
Yes, ma'am.
So
So
with
I'll
Meredith behind the wheel.
okay. I'll do the spark then.
Yeah, go set that on fire.
Okay, so you don't have to roll for it. So you find something, or you spray enough gasoline towards every other place she's coated down, and you can see the trail of fire reaching out towards it, and you hit the vehicle and make a run for it. All right, so those of you who are in front of the sheriff's station jamboree. So, top of the round at this point, Derek.
I'm behind the window or behind the door, and
Yeah,
there's still one.
you're on the driver's side at this point. On the back passenger. Basically, it's a 4-door.
Right. You said I'm at
You're on the driver's side, but one back in the passenger seats.
the passenger rear.
Yeah.
But there's still one guy coming at me.
Yes. Okay. So he's attempting to use the door in the same fashion you are.
Keep it going. Ooh, 8 plus my 11. 19.
19. Okay. That is enough to hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Ooh. 3 out of the 6 are 6s, so that's 18, 20, 21, 26, 28.
20. Oh, ouch. Bam! So you end up firing rounds that punch through the door and end up striking him hard. He ends up firing and striking you right in the head. Your helmet absorbed most of the impact, but goes flying clean off. Go ahead and also roll a body save.
Just add my body.
No, it's actually just a D10. The save factors in based upon your roll.
Ooh, 8. I was
8.
going to
Okay.
try to add something to 8.
So you are not stunned. You have taken a serious wound to your head. It wasn't. It's not like you punctured and you have brain exposure, or whatnot.
It's not as bad as Venom.
It's
No.
been, he's had worse.
Yeah. So basically, most of the damage was deflected from your helmet, but you've got this nice skid mark where the bullet clipped you, and you're bleeding from your forehead and side of your head. So you definitely need to get bandaged, but you can still maintain. All right, Wolf.
Did he go down?
Wolf is not down.
No, the guy that I shot.
Yes.
I can't move though.
You can crawl.
Can I crawl and fire?
You sure it'll be more difficult, but yes, you can.
Because you said that he killed my my coverage, so that means he doesn't have any either.
Yes. He did kind of authoritatively kill your cover with extreme prejudice.
So I'm going to. The only thing that's reinforced in here that I could probably get to is that cage,
Mm-hmm.
the jail cell. So I'm gonna fire some rounds off at him, and then use what little movement I can to get
To work your way to the cell.
correct.
Okay, sure. So go ahead and give it a roll.
Plus reflex, right?
Yes, reflex plus pistol.
So 15.
Okay. So you're firing wide though, unfortunately. You're not hitting him, but it looks like he may have been just as skittish of you as he's peppering the inside of that building and not striking you. Like the countertop at one point blows up. A hole gets punched out the back wall on the other side of the room, not where the cell's at, but on the other side of the room. And he shatters parts of the little staircase that comes up. So he fired equally as wide, like nowhere near as good.
So is this cage? Is it like solitary confinement, or is it like bars?
Bars.
Oh, I was hoping for the other, but any port in a storm. Quite literally a storm.
Okay.
It was a firefight.
Yes, it is. So so Hicks ends up getting shot pretty bad. He falls down to both of his knees, but as he does, he ends up throwing something forward towards the guys who are at the car, and Derek, give me a intelligence and awareness check.
22.
22. You have enough time to hear beeping coming from that, whatever it was he threw.
Am I in the proximity of this?
Yes.
Exit stage opposite where that is.
So you're giving up your cover from Holiday Road and just sprinting at this point. Basically across where you guys had parked and where the pickup had been, you're sprinting. You end up hearing something tap against something metal, probably whatever it was he threw, and you hear some yelling, and then there's an explosion. And then there's a secondary explosion as that car and Holiday Road just go up. Just
Holiday's gone?
You're not looking right now. You're hauling ass. And the explosion was enough that it actually knocked you down to your knees, in kind of like a tumble. You don't take any damage, but it caused you to tumble as you were getting away. Whole area lights up, and as you guys are leaving the camp, you can actually see that big bright flash happen out there. and you can, Derek, from where you're at, you can hear more gunfire coming from the, coming from where Cursor, was at with the pickup truck.
Mm-hmm.
You're still not certain what's happened, but it can't be good. But there's a lot of heat behind you. And Wolf, you ended up seeing from where you're at, because you both were just kind of spraying the area with rounds and randomly shooting. Neither one of you hitting. The explosion went up. It didn't do anything to the guys that you're having to deal with. But from your position and the fact that there's a nice chunk of wall missing from where you had cover, you can see that the guys from the other vehicle and Holiday Road, they all got caught up in a big ball of flame. So the hope
we're winning, but we're walking back.
Yeah. So the hope is that the odds have kind of drastically swung towards your favor.
Oh, hallelujah.
So that leaves us with like 2 people left, right? I got the dude that's on me, and then there's a dude still on Mac, right? Or no, they got blown up.
Yeah. So there's the guy who was on you, who was firing the heavy caliber machine gun into the area. So top of the round, as you guys are. Oh, so speaking of which, Meredith, are you driving with the lights off still?
At this point, no, because I'm not a great driver anyway.
Okay.
So, I mean, the explosion's going to happen
in 3, 2.
Okay, so and you can start to see the lighting of the camp from behind you, as it doesn't blow up right away. It starts because it's catching fire at various points and starting to illuminate. And as you guys come around, you can see that there's a lot of flame and everything coming around from the other side. Top of the round, it is now Derek. You are out in the open. There is the one vehicle that belongs to the scavengers that are right there that you were dealing with the other the other guys. 3 dead bodies around them. One guy with the heavy machine gun using his door to cover, and he's chewing the hell out of the building that Wolf went into.
So is there?
If Wolf is alive, it's definitely in a bad way. There's no way to your first analysis of the situation is like, holy shit.
See if I can take this guy out.
Okay.
He's not paying attention to me.
No, he is not. Okay, so, but you're still out in the open. But go ahead and roll.
How close am I to cover?
Nowhere near cover. If you sprint to if you forego your action and sprint to the general store, you could duck down in that open doorway.
Does this? I mean, all split second thought. But is this guy heavily armored?
Possibly.
There's family in there. Shoot.
Okay.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. 7. Me at 10. 18.
18. Okay. So it's enough to graze him. Most of your round is going to get absorbed in the door. So you could roll for damage. It's not going to really do anything to him.
Because he's hide behind a door also?
Yeah. So it peppered into the door, and his attention is now on you rather than Wolf. So Wolf, you can see that his attention is drawn. Somebody else took a shot at him, and so looks like he's going to return fire on whoever shot at him.
Can I fire at him from where I'm
dark at?
You're in the dark, but you're out in the open.
When it's my turn, I'm going to continue firing on
It is your turn. Are
I'm
you
gonna
gonna
fire
are you
on
gonna
it, too.
continue crawling, or are you gonna take this opportunity just to aim and fire?
Take this opportunity to aim and fire.
Okay, go ahead and roll. Since you're taking a moment to aim, and of course you're not getting cover, your bonus to strike is +2.
So 8 plus 9, 17.
Okay, go ahead and roll your damage.
13.
13 total damage. Okay.
Yep.
So you ended up catching him in the leg, and so he yells because ends up catching him, but he's still focused on Derek and is gonna fire. And ow, yeah, didn't really need a whole lot since he was out in the open, but that was nasty. Well, where did he get caught? Right arm.
I decided to fire for the same reason Mac did.
And your armor to your arm?
14.
Oh, that's right, because you ended up having to get that replacement arm. Okay, ow. So, hold on a second. I actually need to pull out a calculator. Okay, so you were here. Oh God. Okay. Roll another D10 for your body save. Well, you're checking for stun at this point. That's what I mean by it, but still body save.
7.
7. Okay. So at this point, your right arm, it gets pulverized with the round.
Still there or gone?
It's hanging by sinewy threads. And you end up hitting the ground stunned. You're not knocked unconscious, but it's one of those sort of thing, just amazing on fire pain.
This is the second time this has happened.
Is that the same arm?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, damn.
All right, so top of the round, as you guys are coming around the corner at this point. Mac isn't in his right mind right now, so he completely misses this. But Wolf, you end up hearing a really loud explosion from somewhere in the distance.
Oh wow!
Like
explosions everywhere today.
Yeah, like a really big bada boom. And it was one of those, like, you can hear it sucking in the air sort of booms.
Ooh.
And as you end up hearing that, you end up hearing another vehicle rather loudly flying up around one of the corners. Now, from where you're at, you can't tell, but at least it didn't sound like one of these speed demons that came from the desert, like these scavengers. You think you've got all five of the vehicles out here. So top of the round, as you guys come around the corner, you end up seeing some gunfire take Mac down. Jill and Missy. And he's not, you can tell he's not dead. He's like fallen to his knees and he's screaming as he's holding the remains of his right arm, in his arm, like his rifle is just down at his side at this point, dangling by the strap. As he's taken a serious round. The area is completely illuminated from car fires at this point. The sheriff's station is chewed up all around the front. Like, this guy who's using the one car for cover has been firing. He just got done firing on Mac, but he apparently had been firing in the front of this building and has been chewing it up. So somebody may be in there as well.
There are unattended vehicles that were the scabs?
There's one it's not unattended. The other two are in the distance, which you're not too certain what's going on. They're stopped by a pickup.
Stopped by a pickup,
Yeah,
but they look to be intact.
they're not on fire.
That's something.
I mean,
Definitely
that's better
saying something.
than this area right here.
So, what can we tell as far as combatants?
In your immediate area, there's the one guy with the heavy machine gun.
Well, he's not expecting us, but also we don't have a lot of firepower on our side.
Yeah, the front of the front windshield is also something that's not going to last either. But I don't know. I want to park in front of Mac so we can at least get him in the car and I can administer some sort of first aid to him.
If I can get to one of those vehicles and I can commandeer it, I can do a little roller derby. Not roller derby. Oh my God. That's the word.
She's like,
I can't remember the term now.
Destruction derby.
Some Grand Theft Auto.
I can do a little bowling for scabs with the with their vehicle, but I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and head over to and drive over like in front of Mac, and then you pull him in the car, and then I'll take you to the trucks, and then I'll give him first aid over there.
Okay.
Okay, so that is what you're doing. You're coming to a complete stop. Missy, go ahead and give me a reflex and drive check.
I'm gonna add luck points to this.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm glad somebody remembered you got these.
I don't know if I want to do the full 7 though. I feel like I need the full 7, so I'm putting the full 7.
Okay.
we have a reroll too. That's been passed over since season 1. Nobody has used it.
That was from the.
It was from somebody donated.
Was it from the charity game?
Oh,
No,
it was from Dante.
It was from Dante.
It was Dante's.
Dante.
Oh,
So Dante doesn't have it, but we do.
You need it.
do it.
Okay, so I don't need it now.
Okay.
I got an even 20.
Okay, so you slam the car to an abrupt stop to try and put something physical between Mac and the assailant, and as you throw it to and come to a complete stop, you hear the engine and it's sounding terrible. It's trying to die.
I'm gonna pound my fist on the dashboard. Don't die, you bitch!
Okay, so Jill, are you?
I'm gonna lean out and
grabbing
grab
Mac. Okay. So, Mac, you are in stress pain at this point and in a complete daze, but you think somebody grabbed you and tossed you into the back of a vehicle on top of a naked woman. As if today couldn't get any weirder.
Bring out your dead.
Yeah. Ding, 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 ding.
This is almost as weird as the last Sarah Tremere concert.
Almost.
Okay, so top of the round. At this point, Mac is starting to try and recover. So Wolf, you see that that guy who had been shooting on you, it looks like he's distracted still by whatever is happening out there. A car came to a stop. A really terribly sounding car came to a stop.
I'm gonna take On my turn, I'm going to take aim and fire at him again.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
16 again.
16. Okay. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Big money.
$20 this time.
Nice. So this time, you're taking your time and aiming because it's all you've got at this point, and you know families out there. So you end up shooting, and you catch him like right in the throat. And so he does one of those like holding his throat to to try and save himself, which is instinctual reaction. But he ends up going down a few seconds later. Jill, just as you end up grabbing, Mac. You end up hearing another gunshot and some gurgling as one of the guys goes down.
One of the baddies.
Yes.
So there's only one left?
You're not certain.
Okay.
All you know is that there's those two other vehicles out there and the pickup truck.
Well, I still want the vehicle because I don't know if this one's going to make it back to town. So, Meredith, see if you can still get me over there.
Yeah, let's do it. If Mac is in the car, I'm gonna try and put it in gear and get over to the truck.
Why don't you both give me a intelligence and awareness check?
Did Hicks get exploded with his last ditch?
Mine is 18.
Okay.
Sorry, I was waiting for...
That's fine. Yeah, so you got an 18, and Missy?
23.
Okay. So, probably because Jill was more concerned with getting Mac inside and distracted with other things. Meredith, somebody shot that other guy.
Oh shit! Can I see where did that come from? Can I follow the train of sight to see
If you
where
had to
the shot came
guess,
from?
it may be somewhere inside the sheriff's station.
Okay. How far away is the sheriff's station in relation to the trucks?
Oh, it's a ways. If you're gonna run from where you're at right now, if you hopped out and ran, you could check the sheriff's station.
Okay.
But if you go all the way down to those vehicles and the pickup truck, you're going to be... That's almost back to the freeway.
Okay. And then there's still the guy with the heavy machine gun, right?
He's dead.
He's the one that...
That's the guy that got shot?
Yeah, it's the guy that got shot.
Okay.
He got rooted.
Okay, then I'm gonna tell Jill, just hang out here real quick. I'm gonna run over to the sheriff's station. I think Wolf might be over there. It looks like one of those other guys just got shot.
Can I do an awareness notice check and see if there's anybody still standing?
Yeah, go ahead.
And that's a 10, so 23.
Okay. You do not see anybody over there standing.
Is it quiet, but for the lovely sound of fire?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm going to tell Meredith, why don't you patch up our passengers and I'll go check.
Fair enough. That sounds good. I'm gonna get in the back and start working on Mac.
Mac is in a bad way, so go ahead and give me your tech and med tech roll as you attempt to at least stop the bleeding, stop the trauma.
22.
Okay. So you knock Mac out at this point, and you do your best to completely wrap up his arm. There's literally nothing you can do to save his arm at this point, especially here. If you can get him to a hospital in time, you'll be, or somebody with the appropriate clinic. you'll be able to. You could obviously help. You guys might be able to get the help you need back at his nomad camp. But without a skilled technician, like, for example, for yourself, with because you could do it, but you would need the facility to do so. He's probably going to need a cyber arm, unless somebody can go buy him another cloned arm, but that was horribly expensive.
Okay. I'm going to just worry about getting him stabilized while Jill goes to check.
So, Jill, you go running into the partially burnt out sheriff station, and as you step up the rickety steps, you can hear the groans of somebody in there.
Who is it? Can I
It's
tell?
me. I'd be able to tell her voice.
Yeah.
Wolf.
Me. My kneecap got blown out. I can't move without help.
I gotcha. It looks like that's all of them. So I'm gonna.
On my count, so
And
far,
finding
yeah.
him is not going to be a problem. Just follow the trail of blood.
Oh, nice. I'm gonna help him back to the car.
Okay. So
You
he's
said-
he's mobile enough that he can lean on the 1 foot, so you're not like having to carry him, but he would have to go like down on all fours if he was going to try and do this himself. Sort of having some sort of crutch or something. His leg is in a bad way, but not nearly as bad as Mac's arm. So Meredith, as you manage to patch up Mac and get him stable, you can see Jill bringing Wolf over, and Wolf's leg looks bad. Like he took a pretty good round to his I think it was did you say left or right leg?
Left leg, you said
Left
kneecap.
leg. Yeah. Okay. So he is definitely in a bad way. And as you look up and see that happening, you hear the engine die.
You know what? We can throw him in the other vehicle and come back for your car with a tow or something.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
fine.
They would see that the truckster got blown to smithereens, too, wouldn't they?
There's got to be some vehicle that we can take.
Yeah. Well, I have to do that. I'm gonna once I have Max secured, I'm gonna help her get Wolf in the car, and then work on at least bandaging and up his knee.
Okay, go ahead and give a roll for Wolf as well.
24.
Okay. So Wolf is still conscious, but he's numbed up thoroughly with your anesthetics and whatnot. And she's giving you as best a field dressing as possible to try and cut off the blood loss.
Wolf, where are the other nomads? They didn't make it?
I don't think any of them made it as far as I could see. They all went down.
Shit.
Do we need to bring him back?
I'm not even sure we can. You might check on the one guy. I don't know if he died, but the other two, I'm pretty sure, are pink mist all over the place.
I'm sorry about that. Can you contact your people and have them ready at facility if we can make it as soon as possible?
If we can get some kind of radio tower, we're way too out in the boonies. I don't think any kind of signal I could muster to get that far.
And now that you say that, you can hear that you're not picking up any radio signal, which as a nomad means either there's nothing out here that's transmitting, or corpos could be on their way.
Because you told me earlier I could at least hear the Russian thing, and I can't even hear it now.
Right.
I'm gonna scramble around and see if any of these vehicles are feasible to.
You might want to hurry. We might have more company.
Okay.
It's too silent.
So, the first vehicle you check out, which is the one that isn't on fire, that's right next to the sheriff's station. Looks like this vehicle was like a retooled Firebird at some point, which was given the appropriate tires and suspension so it could be an off-road vehicle, but very fast. So it is still drive worthy, but it's mostly essentially fiberglass and roll bars.
Okay, what are my other options?
Well, nobody's checked out the pickup and the other two scav vehicles that tried to intercept it, which is they're actually out towards the highway, which is almost a mile away.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll take this one out to the other vehicles and see what would be best for carrying our wounded.
Okay. So you fire that vehicle up and pull out, and down towards the highway. You can see that whatever happened here, there was just a lot of gunfire, and every vehicle here is peppered with holes.
So none of that's going to work. Okay, so I guess all we have is this and this.
Wouldn't be the first time I rode in a trunk.
The downside is this vehicle will only fit 4 people, and you have 6.
I mean, we can have some. I mean, Wolf needs to lay across someone. Mac is already passed out. He's not gonna. It's not gonna mind. He's not.
Yeah,
He won't mind.
the lady is lying down.
Put me
Yeah.
and Mac in the trunk.
We can get creative.
You could, as a medical technician, you know that there's going to be some serious risks with trying to port them around in an environment like that. Especially with Mac being the way he is. Mac is in a bad way with that arm, and he needs help quick.
So while she's gone, if I'm done assessing and stabilizing Mac and Wolf, I'm gonna try and work on the car.
Okay. Go ahead and give me your tech and basic tech then.
Can we donate luck points?
No, you
I
cannot.
got 26.
Oh, nice.
Ooh,
Yeah.
the spiritual transfer worked.
So you take a look at it, and you really have no idea about cars, like, at all. But you know your car. Mostly from an emotional standpoint, not any sort of real technical skill. But when you end up looking at, at the engine, you see, you end up seeing like a hose that has got, a hole torn in it. And you end up seeing like some wiring that, it looks like it's damaged. So you treat it like a person, bandage it. I mean, that's your first kind of level of, okay, well, maybe that'll work. So go ahead and give me a reflex and drive.
Connect the red wire to the other red wire that's severed, and the blue to the blue, and the green to the green, and
Use your luck points here.
Yeah, she
I
can.
already used all my luck points.
Oh.
Oh shoot! You want some of
I
mine?
got. I wish. No, I got a 17.
Okay. So you try again, and it struggles. And it struggles some more. And then it eventually fires up. and you can hear it like gasping for air, and you're like, oh, well, there's that unfamiliar sound that I drove here on.
I'm gonna roll down the window and yell for Jill. Jill, I got it running.
All right, who do you want in what car? I can get them there fastest, but I don't. You seem to have a special gift with that one.
It doesn't matter. If you want to just take that or jump in this, and we can grab one of the pickup trucks on the way out.
Am I conscious?
Or
Yeah, you're still conscious.
I would
You're in a lot
recommend
of pain,
taking
but
both,
yeah, you're
especially
conscious.
because this one is making weird noises.
No, I mean we'll definitely take both, but I mean who needs to be in what vehicle as far as getting there fastest?
I think these guys are good in here as it is. Let's just go.
All right.
If we have to pull over and switch them out, maybe. But I'm not sure I'm comfortable stopping right now.
I second that motion.
Fine.
Too quiet. Like, this is beyond quiet. This is being blocked quiet.
Okay,
Okay,
so you guys start hightailing it out, and Meredith, you put the gas to the floor, and it's creeping up to 20, creeping up to 30. You know, the engine sounds like it should probably be doing 90. You're topping out at 40.
I think at this point,
Good thing we're close to the nomad camp, relatively.
As you guys eventually hit the freeway, you end up seeing some. They look like armored vans flying down the road at a very fast clip. And they end up passing you guys by.
Shoot.
ooh,
And you end up rolling into, and in Meredith's case, limping into the nomad camp. And at this point, you know, it's almost midnight, maybe a little bit past that. As you come running in, of course, some of the people from the camp come running out because they see that you're returning.
I would have also tried to, as soon as I got into radio, distance, I would have tried to let them know ahead of time to have some kind of medical, if they could.
Mm-hmm. And so by the time you guys get there, people are already running out to try and take care of the wounded, and they're looking around for the others, and they don't understand who the naked girl is.
And why Mac's laying on top of her.
Yeah. It's like, what? But they end up taking you guys all in, and you're left to sit around the near one of the campfires. They've got some tables and laid out. They take Wolf and Mac into their tent, the medical tent, and you're the medical technician. If you want to take over and assist them, or you can leave it up to the nomads to try and help.
I don't necessarily want to push them out of the way. So if I can assist them and maybe lead them, that would be preferable.
Sure. Okay. So why don't you go ahead and give me a tech and med tech check?
20.
Nice. Okay. So with your assistance, they keep Mac sedated. They put Wolf under, and they work to stop the bleeding. Obviously, first Mac, because his arm is in a bad way. And then next they work on Wolf to to get him stabilized. Wolf is the first of the two to come out from under. They end up because obviously they don't keep fresh legs laying around. You kind of have to have corpo ties for stuff like that. They end up throwing a replacement cyber leg onto Wolf, and they're just at this point, with your help, applying the appropriate topical ointment to keep it from rejecting and keeping it from becoming inflamed. With Mac, they know that Mac has been a purist for his flesh. So eventually, when his vitals stabilize, or at least enough in the condition he's at, with your help, they bring him, they bring him back conscious. And the doc is there with Meredith. Wolf is laying over on the other table. He's already got a replacement leg.
So I'm conscious now?
Yeah. Little loopy, but nowhere near the pain you were in.
How's my arm?
I'm everything's good.
Quit bullshitting.
Okay, you lost your arm again. Sorry. We'll get you a new one.
I want it metal.
Really?
I need more firepower.
I mean, yeah, we
I
can
need
do that.
something with firepower. I need to have an ace up my sleeve. We can't be stuck like that again.
That might be a good idea.
Let's talk to the DA. He's the one that got me my replacement.
Yeah.
If we're doing all this for him, he should be able to help us out again. I need something decent.
I mean, I'd call what we did a success, so we should get paid too.
Yeah. Actually, hold on. Please hold. I picked up a cyber arm a while ago at a flea market.
Yes, you did.
Mac, do you want me to throw that on in the interim, or do you want to wait and see what the DA can get you?
Well, you're the doc. How hard is it to upgrade?
I mean, once you have the basic hardware installed, you can just switch them out.
So plug and play, more or less.
Yeah, sure.
Let's do it. It'll give me something to get used to it with anyway.
Okay. So I will install that.
Is it a full, the arm that she has, is it like a full shoulder down or something? Mm-hmm. So she has to take a little bit of my existing to accommodate, but...
Oh, yeah. That's the way it is with any cyberware. You're going to have to make it adjust, if you're lucky enough, obviously, with whatever you're doing. Like if it's an elective surgery, then you can make it fit, exactly like in the ball joint or whatever. If it's not, then you have to kind of jury rig it.
This is actually kind of like an elective surgery because my arm got blew off. You didn't say at the shoulder, so it's going to be a clean install.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and stop there for tonight.
Did they fix up the girl?
And we'll go over. We'll go over all that in the next game.
Okay.
I'm sure I gave her IV fluids.
Meanwhile, Jill is double fisting root beer at the the bar down the street.
So just as a heads up, the vast majority of that game was all combat, and we've been playing for over 3.5 hours.
And in real life, it was probably about 3.5 hours total.
But we won.
Yeah.
So
and we didn't have to leave Meredith's car, so
yep.
That's good.
Well,
We only lost one car.
It's spacious, you know. Yeah. You know, we'll have to have a funeral for Holiday Road.
Yeah, with its fresh upgrades. That's so sad.
And as soon as I'm capable, I find Hicks, Jenkins, and Cursor's family.
Right, and let them know. Yeah. Sure.
Perform rights.
All right. Well, I hope you guys had fun. I definitely had fun. And it looks like Jonathan's been with us like the whole freaking time. So
I'm impressed. It's late over there.
yeah. So clearly he enjoyed himself. So excited about that as well. Our next game coming up is the Changing Breeds game, which is on the 8th, which is this coming Monday. It's a game that Todd runs, that most of us play in. And then the game after that will be Wednesday, the 10th, and that is our Mass Effect game, based upon the hit video game of the same name. So I am kind of excited on a semi-unrelated note. There's a company that's going to be producing the Avatar: The Last Airbender and Korra RPG. I'm stoked about that. I absolutely want. I'm gonna buy that no matter what, and it's slated to come out in next year. So
Nice.
Awesome.
So, yes.
Took out two guys, lost an arm.
Again.
yeah, again.
This time, you know what? At least this time, it wasn't voluntary.
I got into a gunfight again. I lost my arm again.
I'm halfway to those cybernetic legs where I can jump really high.
Yeah, pretty much. In fact, that's the first thing I thought of when that damage happened. I was like, oh, well, he's going to be able to get himself some magic legs.
I'll wait for the other one to die of natural causes first, though.
So, and we'll do the humanity loss and any sort of upgrades and whatnot you want to throw in there on top of it, because there's little doodads that you can throw into your cybernetics as well. Plus, if you want to make it look real skin or keep it chrome.
Because I'm going to lose humanity points, am I not now?
Yes.
A couple?
Yeah. Well, not necessarily a couple. Each point of empathy you have translates to 10 humanity. So if
80.
you lose, say 6 humanity, then you haven't quite lost a point of empathy yet. That's how that
And
works.
You can gain some of it back, but it's like a pain.
I was going to ask, how can you get empathy back?
Therapy.
You have to do recovery and therapy.
Yep.
Interesting. Oh, I think I saw something about that in the handbook.
Yep.
Something about therapy. And I was like, you roleplay therapy? Interesting.
It's expensive.
Out of curiosity, would that be something that like my spiritualism and stuff like that would or could attribute to my empathy?
What do you mean?
Because I say that I'm like, because of my Apache heritage.
Oh yeah. Empathy is just how in touch you are with you as a human.
As your humanity.
If it's
so
through
that's spirituality. So
if it's spirituality, if it's religion, if it however you want to define it, it's fine. It's just it all rolls up under the same thing essentially.
Keeps me a little bit more grounded now that I'm like part machine now.
As a nomad, it's you might actually feel a little more comfortable around your nomad family now because they probably already have pieces.
I was one of the few that was stated.
Yeah. So
other than my siblings, my younger siblings anyway.
So I hope you guys had fun. I had fun. Gonna go ahead and call it here. And if you guys are interested, join us in the next games coming up. Otherwise, the next Cyberpunk game will be the 20th. Sound good for everybody? Barring, obviously, anything emergency that happens or whatnot. So, cool. Alrighty, well, thanks, guys, for watching. We had a great time, and we'll see you next time.